Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Veterans Field here in Chatham, Massachusetts. Thank you for tuning in to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian here for this matchup between the Wareham Gatemen visiting the Chatham Anglers this evening. To start it off, we'll get into the chaos of today. The weather was crazy. It was a hurricane down in Florida that worked its way all the way up north. By now, it's, I believe, a tropical storm. I'm from the Midwest. I don't have a lot of experience with either one of those things, but the rain came hard, and 4 of 5 games here in the Cape League were canceled today. We are lucky enough to be the only 2 teams that are playing tonight.
Yeah, so around the Hyannis area today, there was heavy rain, winds blowing at 30 to 40 miles per hour. I mean, kind of wind that if you throw a ping pong ball up in the air, it goes flying 20 yards back behind your head. Absolutely ridiculous wind. 4 out of 5 games canceled, but the latest game here at Veterans Field, where I guess the bulk of the storm missed, Veterans Field did not have that bad of water damage, if you will, from the storm. They were able to drain it. Field looks great, and we are the only team that gets to play today. What a treat that is.
It is. The field looks beautiful, perfect playable conditions. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds here, but the lights are already on here at Veterans Field as we get set for this matchup. Both of these teams coming off of an off day, and a chance for each of these two to really take advantage of a little bit of a, can we call it a glitch in the way these standings work, where total points is how we decide which teams fall 1 through 5 in the East and West division. So these 2 teams, with nobody else playing, have a chance to get 1 or 2 points tonight and move up while nobody else will be moving.
Right. It's kind of weird because there was a situation earlier in the year where YD and Chatham got in an extra game. YD won that game. They get 2 points. And everyone's looking around like, well, all our games are canceled. Are we going to do it by win percentage now? And the league came out and said, as of right now, I mean, there could be changes, but as of right now, if you play a game and nobody else plays, that's just a free chance at 2 points. So if the Gatemen win today, they get 2 free points and are now half a game ahead of Cotuit in the West standings.
So right now, Chatham comes in last place in the East Division. They're at 5-8-2, good for 12 points. A win tonight can move them into a tie for 4th, with Harwich. The Gatemen, on the other hand, in at 5-6-3. That's 13 points, and a win tonight could move them into sole possession of 2nd place over Cotuit. That would put them at 15, still behind the Bourne Braves, who continue their tear. The Gatemen coming off of a 3-3 tie with Harwich. That was a heartbreaker at home a few nights ago, and we'll get into that in just a moment before we step out for the national anthem. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Welcome back to Chatham, Massachusetts. Grace Whitney just a moment ago with perhaps the best national anthem we've heard all year before a game here in the Cape Cod League. Grace Whitney, get this, going into 6th grade. Had goosebumps.
Incredible performance.
Incredible. We're the only team playing here, a massive American flag flying over the fire station here at Veterans Field out over the right center field fence, and we are set to play baseball. So Gatemen coming off a 3-3 tie, as we mentioned a moment ago. It was Tommy Troy that gave them the lead with a 2-run shot. Hunter Skilport came in trying to close a 9-out save, did a nice job, and they were one throw across the diamond away from winning that ball game over Harwich, but tied at 3-3 after 9.
Yeah, one of the toughest ways you can tie a game. I think it's the most dissatisfying tie you could have. Skilport 1 out away in the top of the 9th. He forces a grounder to third. Morales short arms it, and it gets past first. Run ends up scoring 3-3 game. Then the Gatemen in the bottom of the 9th get a leadoff hit and get the game-winning run in scoring position, but unable to come through. The positives, though, Tommy Troy in his first game as leadoff hit the 2-run shot to left center. That was fantastic. And the pitching on the mound was great, highlighted by Skilport, who would have closed out the 9-out save despite that error. Just ended up being an unearned run.
Spencer Miles pretty solid on the mound to start the game as well. Getting into tonight now, some old faces are gone, some new faces have entered this lineup. We'll start with the bats. Jack, who stands out to you in the batting order for the Gatemen tonight?
Well, Morales DHing today. He's relatively new. This will be his 4th game for the Gatemen, but he's not going to be in the field after he committed 2 errors in the last game. Then Kellum Clark making his debut. He was a fixture in the lineup for Mississippi State down the stretch of the season and played well in the postseason as well. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs in the postseason, as well as a home run in Game 3 against Vandy. Of course, Mississippi State won that game, ended up winning the national championship. So excited to have him here. And Jack Brannigan, first time we've seen him in a few days in the lineup. He's struggled so far in the Cape League, so we'll see how he does tonight.
But the Gatemen need a third baseman. Justin Williams, probably the hottest bat in their lineup, has left the Cape League. He's left the Gatemen just preparing for the MLB draft. So his presence will be missed, but Brannigan and Morales have the potential to step up in a big way at the DH/third base spot where we'd seen Williams to this point in the year. On the mound for the Gatemen tonight, it'll be Jack Noble, the first time we've seen him all year.
Yeah, Jack Noble out of Long Beach State had a solid year. He had a 2.79 ERA and 48 in the third, 62 strikeouts. Both pitchers you'll see on the mound tonight will be Trevor Martin for Chatham, know how to strike people out. So be on the lookout for that early, and probably about 3 innings-ish is what we'll see from Noble. That's been about what we've been getting from Cape League pitchers who start games this season.
The Gatemen, the visiting team, will come to the plate first. It'll be Troy, Jarvis, and Morales leading it off, taking on the big right-hander for Chatham, Trevor Martin. Martin with a 4.60 ERA on 31 and a third innings pitched this year at Oklahoma State. He throws his final few warm-up pitches here. Chatham, the home team, wearing red, as is the tradition on Friday nights in honor of veterans here in the Cape League. The Gatemen in their visiting navy blues. Red lettering and numbers, gray pants. As they throw the ball around the infield, and we're getting ready to play here at Veterans Field. Slight breeze coming in from the left center field gap. It's a short corner at this ballpark, just 314 to right field. 385 to dead center, 340. It's a long way to the left field corner. Playing even longer tonight with a breeze coming out of that left field side.
Yeah, luckily for the Gatemen, they hit most of their runs or home runs to right field. Tommy Troy is the exception.
Tommy Troy with the 2-run shot to put the Gatemen on top a few nights ago. Now swings at the first pitch of the ball game, grounds it to shortstop. Dan Soretti up and throwing, and one pitch, one out for Trevor Martin here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Troy came out swinging, aggressive approach, just rolled over to the left side. So a good start for Trevor Martin.
Jim Jarvis starting as he usually does at shortstop for the Gatemen. Now steps into the left-hand batter's box. Defense playing him straight up all the way around. Martin out of the windup. Goes fastball. Gets the outside corner. 95 miles an hour on the gun. Slow and deliberate delivery from Trevor Martin, who delivers a breaking ball. That one just a bit inside to Jarvis. Evens the count at 1.
Yeah, I like this 1-2 punch for the Gatemen with Troy leading off and Jarvis in the 2-hole.
High leg kick. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1.
Because Troy is a little more explosive with his bat. Jarvis has hit 3 doubles, but mostly he's going for base hits up the middle.
The 2-1. Lifted in the air toward right field. Going back on it is Matt Hogan, backpedaling toward the right center gap and tracks it down to make the catch.
It's happened a couple times to Jarvis where he's hit a ball hard out to right field but just doesn't quite have enough on it. That one off the inside of his bat. He didn't completely barrel it up. So I think that was the reason that didn't quite have enough, but it carried a little bit more than it looked like it would off the bat.
So here comes Yohandy Morales. One of the more consistent hitters we've seen in this Gateman lineup as of late. Had a tough night defensively on Wednesday, but continued to earn a spot in this Gateman order with the bat. Takes strike 1 from Martin. The 0-1 pitch also catches the plate. Yohandy in a hole 0-2.
Yeah, he's 3 for 12. He's also drawn 4 walks in his 3 games. And he just has such a good approach at the plate.
The 0-2 swing and a miss. Trevor Martin cruises through the top of the first inning, sits the Gatemen down in order. Going to the Chatham half of the first, scoreless here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Here again for the bottom of the first inning, Nick Magas, Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Noble takes the mound for the Gatemen. He'll face off against the first 3 hitters at least for the Chatham Anglers, Matt Garcia, Caden Trenkle, and Lyle Miller-Green here in a scoreless ball game from Veterans Field.
Yeah, Noble. Fastball and curveball are the big 2 we've seen from him warming up, but his debut for Wareham, and he's coming off a good season at Long Beach State. Sub-3 ERA, and he knows how to strike guys out. 62 Ks and 48 in the third, as I mentioned in the open, Nick. So excited to have him on the mound for the Gatemen.
Around the infield for the Gatemen, it'll be Jack Brannigan at third, Jim Jarvis at short, Tommy Troy at second base. Those are the 3 you know, and then Kellum Clark making his first start for the Gatemen at first base.
First time we haven't seen Angelo Despina there.
Jimmy Crooks behind the plate as he usually is, and then around the outfield from left to right, Owen Diodati, Cade Fergus, and Tres Gonzalez.
Also, Cade Kern out of the lineup today, too.
Couple big changes for the Gatemen. No Williams, no Kern, no Despina. But Jack Noble comes out firing to Matt Garcia, gets a fastball over at 91 for the first strike on the first pitch of the Gatemen. It's ball game. Comes with a changeup. That's cued foul. Noble quickly ahead of the first hitter, 0-2. Garcia, the second baseman, came into this one hitting .207. Fastball misses high.
Yeah, Garcia coming off a 2 RBI game against Hyannis. 2 of his 3 RBIs on the Cape League season. That was a few days ago.
Now the 1-2 from Noble. Popped up left side of the infield. Crooks ranging over toward the third base dugout. He has a play on it and makes the catch.
Great job by Jimmy Crooks. It's hard to see over there. The sun is peeking through the clouds every once in a while in left field, and it is piercing our eyes at our table behind home plate right now. Have to imagine it was the same for Crooks as he ripped off his mask, but he's able to locate the baseball and make a nice catch.
Sometimes for visiting players, too, who aren't familiar with the dimensions of the diamond, not sure how much room you have over there ranging toward the dugout, but Crooks looked right at home as he made that play look easy. And now Jack Noble comes with a first pitch changeup to Caden Trenkle, gets him to swing through it for strike one.
Trenkle's been struggling, 147 average.
The 0-1, fastball misses upstairs.
But what I will say about Trenkle is he's doing a decent job getting on base. Draws a good amount of walks. He's been hit by a few pitches, 293 on base percentage.
1-1 is the count on Trenkle. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless ball game as the pitch catches the inside corner for strike 2.
Noble's done a good job so far. Fastball, changeup combination. I don't believe we've seen the curveball yet in the first.
Working out of the windup, the 1-2. Fouled straight back.
Noble will sit about 89 to 91 with that fastball.
Expect to see that number work its way a little bit higher as we get into this ball game. Noble making his first start, and pitchers as they warm up a little bit tend to see that velocity go up as he comes with a fastball there and gets Trenkle to swing through it for strike 3.
Yeah, good point you make. It's been a while since he's last pitched. And it's weird coming in cold. Odd for hitters, but even weirder for pitchers. Coming into a new environment, a mound you're not used to.
Usually start to see pitchers hit that peak velocity around the 3rd, 4th inning before they, and in some cases, start to throw too many pitches and the velocity works its way back down. When they get warmed up around 3 and 4, that's when you tend to see them throwing their hardest. That was the first curveball we saw from Noble. Gets it over for strike 1 to Lyle Miller Green. The 0-1, and that's strike 2.
Good to have him behind 0-2. This is the most dangerous guy in the Anglers order. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs.
4 home runs in a ballpark that is not particularly friendly to home run hitters, especially right-handed home run hitters. The 0-2, called strike 3. Pulled the string on him again and sat him down on 3 pitches. So the Gatemen go in order, and then the Anglers go in order. We'll send it to the second. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Top of the second inning coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. What was a horrible day weather-wise here across the Cape and really across the East Coast has turned into a beautiful evening here in Chatham. The sun is out and the ballpark is starting to fill up.
Yeah, sun poking through those clouds in left field, and nice to see fans out in Chatham after this area and the upper part of the Cape were pounded with rain today. Big wind gust, but glad to be playing baseball. Only 2 teams playing baseball tonight in the Cape League. Probably the only time you hear that for the rest of the season.
Owen Diodati leads it off for the Gatemen in a scoreless ball game. Takes first pitch fastball outside for ball 1.
He's been struggling recently. 0 for his last 7 over the last 2 games. Batting average dipped under 300.
As teams are really starting to figure out how to pitch to Diodati. And as I say that, he gets 2 straight fastballs to start this at-bat. Swings through the second, evens the count at 1.
That's been rare for him. He normally gets the breaking balls on the outside of the plate.
But the hard-throwing Trevor Martin, not afraid to come after him with his best pitch. The 1-1. That's another fastball, catches the outside corner. And Diodati, which has been a theme for him, down in the count now.
When you throw your fastball as hard as 95, 96 miles per hour, you're not as scared to go after somebody with it as you would if you threw it, 89 to the 92 range.
It's not just the velocity, but the ability of Trevor Martin to locate the fastball as well as he does. That one at 95 misses outside. Diodati works it to 2-2.
So that was a strong take just outside of the zone. Haven't seen a lot from Martin outside of the fastball and the slider.
Martin out of the windup. Diodati fouls that off, stays alive with 2 strikes. 5 pitches in the at-bat, 5 straight fastballs to Owen Diodati.
Yeah, he's not letting up. The thing with the slider is that'll break right into Diodati's wheelhouse. He loves that inside pitch. I think that's why he keeps going fastball outside.
If Martin's able to keep it down in the zone, he can get Diodati out with the slider. If he does leave it up, though, that's where big number 12 can hurt you. The 2-2. Broken bat. Little loop shot in front of the mound. Martin out in front of the dirt circle to make the play and gets the out at first. It was a pop-up for a second, then it hit the ground, and Martin had to take 2 steps forward to pick it up and fire it to first.
I think Diodati would love a redo of that. That was a slider, but a little bit up in the zone, and he just missed it.
Caught it off the inside part of the bat. Sounded like a broken bat from our vantage point. And here comes Callum Clark in the 5 spot tonight for the Gatemen, making his CCBL debut. Takes a fastball for strike 1.
He had a tough start to his season. Came down with an illness, non-COVID. Was out for over a month, just a couple weeks into the season, but down the stretch, he was huge for Mississippi State as their DH.
The 0-1 to Clark. Swing and a miss.
I mentioned in the open in the postseason, he hit 3 home runs, had 9 RBIs. Just a .237 hitter, so he could improve average-wise, but the power is there.
The 0-2. Upstairs.
And the addition of him and Cameron James, who was activated but not in the lineup today. Huge for Wareham.
Finally at that part of the season where we can start to see some College World Series champions playing in the Cape League. As there's a breaking ball that just gets away from Trevor Martin, actually bounced in the grass, and it hit him. It hit him on a big hop. Kellum Clark still yet to record an at-bat in this Cape League season. Hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance.
That was weird. That's the first time we've seen Martin really miss a spot, and he missed badly.
Oh, boy. It didn't get to the dirt in front of home plate, so bounced a good 8 feet short and hit Clark on a hop. Now checks on the runner at first. Clark back safely. Jimmy Crooks at the dish now for the first time this evening. Scoreless ball game here in Chatham, top of the second inning. Crooks waiting on the first pitch. Crooks trying to add to a 7-game hit streak.
I love it, and I love the way he hits. He's a smart hitter. And there's a reason teams don't really shift on him. He can hit it anywhere in the ballpark.
Seen him with 1 home run already this year. Has power corner to corner, really. Doubles down the line in both directions as he fouls that pitch off, evens the count at 1.
He's hit a home run to right field. He's hit 2 doubles down the left field line. He's also doubled on a grounder down the first base line. I mean, you can't spread out much better than that, and we've seen him hit a couple singles up the middle as well.
One of the few guys in this league you'll see swing it without batting gloves. Jimmy Crooks now in the left-hand batter's box, waits for the 1-1.
The big thing for him is if he can just get that bat a little bit better. He is major league ready behind the plate, in my opinion. If he can,
how many runners has he thrown out this year? It feels
seven.
Like 7. It feels like more than that, the way he's been gunning it from behind the dish. Another check on the runner at first. Clark with decent speed. Just a short lead over at first base. He's the lone base runner for the Gatemen, 1 out in the top of this second inning. Crooks once again waits for the 1-1. The pitch, upstairs. As you mentioned, Jack, the outfield playing Crooks straight up, spread out. The infield the same way. Lyle Miller-Green holding on the runner at first base. Here's the 2-1 to Crooks. Right down Broadway, strike 2. Wareham and Chatham locked in a scoreless ball game. Jimmy Crooks trying to make a 7-game hit streak 8 in his first at-bat of the evening. Runner takes off on 2-2. It's ball 3. The throw down to second is into center field. It was a pretty good throw from Dominic Temez behind the plate. But the shortstop, Soretti, unable to come up with it.
It was a really good throw, Nick. I mean, right where you want it, just to the right of the bag where Clark was sliding. And initially I lost the ball. I thought Soretti had it and put the tag on Clark, and then I see the center fielder Trenkle running up to get the baseball. So nice job by Clark. Aggressive in his debut, stealing a base.
So Crooks now with a 3-2 count. 1 out. Ground ball back up the middle. Soretti gloves it across the diamond to first in time. And the runner Clark moves over to third base.
Hard hit ball from Crooks, and at least it was a productive out. Gets the leading run 90 feet away, but Soretti was already shaded a little bit towards that second base bag, and that's why he was able to make that play easily up the middle.
On other days in other ballparks, that might be a base hit, but after a lot of rain, the thick, wet grass behind the pitcher's mound ate that one up. and Crooks is retired. So Jack Brannigan takes ball 1, standing in the right-hand batter's box. Saw him on the mound for an inning against Harwich for the first time this year, but back in his usual spot for the Gatemen at third base this evening.
Yeah, he's struggled so far on the Cape League. What an opportunity for him, though. His first time back since July 5th, and he's got a runner on third.
Breaking ball taken outside. Brannigan ahead 2-0.
Chance for his first Cape League RBI.
He was in a slump, and with Justin Williams hitting as well as he was, and then the addition of Yohandy Morales, you have to imagine that Brannigan didn't expect to see too many more reps at third base. But now with Williams gone, Yohandy struggling defensively, Brannigan gets another shot. We'll see if he can take advantage of it here. Gets a fastball, that's strike 1.
That was tough. I think that pitch might have been inside.
Tough to tell from our angle up here.
It is.
We're about 10 rows above field level, just to the left of home plate. Two and 1, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Brannigan. Grounded to the shortstop. Soretti on a couple of hops. Long throw to first and in time. So the Gatemen get a runner aboard on Kellum Clark's first plate appearance of the season. But then Jimmy Crooks and Jack Brannigan both ground out to the shortstop, and we're still scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating.
Chatham half of the second inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Scoreless ball game through 1.5. As we get set for the anglers to come to the plate, it'll be Logan Britt, David Mendham, and Matt Hogan to lead it off in the second inning of work for Jack Noble out of Long Beach State. Big curveball swung on and missed from Jack Noble.
Well, we saw a lot of fastball changeup in the first. Came with the big curveball to start the second. We'll see if he starts working that in more in these next couple innings.
The 0-1. Another breaking ball in the dirt that time, but also swung on and missed. So Britt goes down quickly, 0-2.
This is a Chatham lineup that, in general, is struggling. Britt hitting 200 right now with a home run and 3 RBIs, but a 211 average overall for the Anglers. That's second to last in the league. Third to last in on-base percentage. Really, the calling card for them is the long ball. They've hit 12 home runs, which is above average in the league, and an average amount of doubles. But not scoring a lot of runs. And that's a big reason Chatham is in last in the East.
The 0-2 missed low and away. Logan Britt had a pretty good year at Texas A&M. Was in the transfer portal earlier this summer, but just pulled his name out of the portal earlier this week. So he'll return to Texas A&M. Waits for the 1-2 from Noble. Breaking ball, got him again. 3 of 4 strikes, and Logan Britt goes down swinging. It was 3 breaking balls from Jack Noble. And Britt swings and misses at all 3 of them.
Now 3 straight strikeouts for him dating back to the first inning. He looks very solid on the mound in his Wareham debut.
Now Brannigan in on the grass at third base for the 5-hitter David Mendham. First pitch fouled off, straight to the backstop. Seen Brannigan do that twice in a row now with each of these 2 hitters from Chatham. Now with a strike on both of them, he retreats back to the baseline or deeper. Rest of the infield straight up against Mendham. Noble out of the windup once again, fastball high.
Well, it's pretty typical if you think somebody might bunt. Once they get a strike on them, you back up. You assume they're probably not going to try and bunt with a strike, especially if they didn't show bunt on the first pitch.
It's a good point. The interesting thing is it's the cleanup hitter we saw a moment ago, Logan Britt. I'm all for playing on the grass, but maybe not against that guy. Fastball misses upstairs, but who am I to second guess the defensive positioning coaches for the Gatemen? Ron Polk, Josh Rodricks doing an excellent job.
And a shout out to Rodricks on their last, I'm not sure what you call it, I guess just look at the analytics. Took away 66 points from hitters since they started implementing the shift in the last 10, I think it's the last 7 or 8 games.
Yes. 66 points from the expected batting average. So it's what the actual batting average is compared to what the expected batting average is on all of the balls in play from opponents' bats. Jack Noble now down 3-1 and comes with a fastball fouled straight back. Fills up the count. So that's exactly what shifting does. It takes away, it takes balls in play that would normally be hits, and based on where they're put in play, shifts with the infielders and the outfielders taking those hits away can ultimately help teams win games, and that's why they're utilizing it the way they are. As the 3-2 swung on and missed. Now 4 straight strikeouts for Jack Noble.
He's cruising right now, Nick.
He is feeling good. Jack Noble making his first start for the Gatemen.
I said he was a strikeout pitcher, but I wasn't expecting him to come out and strike out 4 of the first 5 hitters.
So the left-hander now, Matt Hogan, steps into the box and takes a fastball for strike 1. Let's not forget, too, that last at-bat, Mendham was ahead 3-1 in that count. So Noble, who had been ahead of hitters all day, finally falls down in a count, comes back to get him, and now he's ahead once again. That ball's shot out towards center field. Fergus ranging over toward the left center gap, and he makes the catch. 2 scoreless innings for Jack Noble. We'll send it to the 3rd on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music, located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsin.com.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. Wareham and Chatham scoreless through the first 2 innings. There's only been 1 base runner. That was Kellum Clark in the top of the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch, but ultimately stranded on third. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for the Gatemen in the top of the third as the lefty Tres Gonzalez starts to work his way into the box. Coming off a good night 2 days ago, Nick, 3 for 4 against Harwich in that 3-3 tie.
It was a tough night for him at Katuitt. Some tough luck for Gonzalez, but came back with a 3 for 4 evening at home.
First pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball for strike.
And the batting average for Gonzalez has climbed back to 265. So working its way back up there after a slow start for Tress.
When he came into the game last night, hitting right around 200. So big jump. Or 2 nights ago, I should say.
That's what 3 for 4 can do for you.
0-1 pitch off the plate. Gonzalez making his first start in right field today. Normally in center, but Cade Fergus is in the lineup as well. First time both of them have been in the lineup, so Fergus to center and Gonzalez to right. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Fergus is on deck as the 9-hitter today.
Gonzalez plays the outfield at Georgia Tech. And an outfield mate of his, Jake DeLeo, playing for the Chatham Anglers. Not in the lineup tonight, but both of those guys, 2 of the best outfielders they have.
2-1 pitch is fouled over the left side. Two balls and 2 strikes to Tres Gonzalez. Crowd's starting to file in here at Chatham. Sun is out after a rainy day. 2-2, fouled away again.
Now, Trevor Martin has been very good through 2+ innings so far, working very slowly out there on the mound. And it seems to suit him. Very deliberate with all of his motions. The mechanics are simple, but the windup is slow, very methodical. And he's going with it right now.
Second 2-2 pitch is a fastball upstairs. Full count for Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a Georgia native out of Sandy Springs, went to Mount Vernon High School. One of the smaller schools in Georgia. Payoff pitch, missed outside. Gonzalez has a leadoff walk for the Gatemen in the top of the third. Scoreless here in Chatham.
2 base runners now for the Gatemen. Tres Gonzalez is the second in as many innings, but both teams still scoreless here in the top of the third. Or scoreless and hitless.
Yes. Cade Fergus coming to the plate now. 9-hitter, 1 for his last 10. Still hitting .238. Merton working from the stretch. First pitch to Fergus is ripped into left field. Gonzalez rounds second, but he's going to put on the brakes there. And the Gatemen have runners on first and second with nobody out in the top of the third. Scoreless game here in Chatham.
Right as I said, scoreless and hitless. Cade Fergus
Oh,
on the
you're
very
laughing at
next
the
pitch.
I'm wondering why you're looking at me laughing.
Well, because I've done that. I've done that.
Again.
I've done that enough times, and it hasn't worked in our favor once. So I was pretty excited that finally it happened, and Cade Fergus bailing me out, getting me out of my slump. So runners at first and second now for the Gatemen.
I thought it was one of those smiles where you're trying to get on me for something.
No, absolutely not. I don't get on you for anything.
Yeah. Tommy Troy at the plate now. We're back to the top of the lineup. First pitch to him is low and inside. Troy grounded out to short his first time up.
1 for 4 against Harwich, and a big 1 that put the Gatemen on top. It was a 2-run shot that gave him a 3-2 lead in a ball game which they ultimately tied.
He also has 2 triples in 7 games on the Cape. 1-0 check swing. Troy did not go, and the pitch missed inside. So 2 balls and no strikes to Tommy Troy. He's got 3 multi-hit games in his 7 and has thrust himself into the leadoff spot. 2 days ago was his first time leading off, and he had the 2-run homer, as you mentioned. So good leadoff debut for Tommy Troy. Martin to look at Gonzalez at second. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Lifted high out to left field. Britt settling, now comes forward a couple steps, and he'll make the catch. So one away now in the top of the third. Still runners on first and second in a scoreless game between Chatham and Wareham.
That was a fastball from Martin that caught too much of the plate. Tommy Troy just missed it. Put a good swing on it. Caught the bottom half of the baseball, and as they say, it's a game of inches, and that was very, very close to being barreled up and sent out a lot farther than it ultimately ended up.
So that'll bring up the lefty Jim Jarvis, who flew out to right. His first time up. Martin to look at second. First pitch to Jarvis is swung on and missed. Sun's starting to settle under the trees in left field. And fans in the hill and center and right. Beautiful night here in Chatham. Martin steps off. Oh and 1 to Jarvis. Waiting in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Jarvis did not go. So now a ball and a strike to the shortstop from Alabama. Lights on here at Chatham, although you can still see pretty well. Vision will start to fade over the next 20 minutes or so. 1-1 pitch. Fastball for a strike. Gonzalez goes to third, slides in safe. Just beat the throw in the tag, slid under it, and the Gatemen now have runners on the corners with one away.
Well, runners on the corners because Cade Fergus didn't budge from first base. Shrugging the shoulders at the dugout, I would guess he missed a sign as that was intended to be a double steal. But
they'll take the one steal still.
Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them because the double play is in order right now.
I was about to mention.
That's probably what they were trying to take out, and now with one out, still helps that Gonzalez is on third as a ball in play from Jarvis should bring him home.
Jarvis choked up on the bat. 1-2 pitch, just outside. So the Gatemen once again have the leading run 90 feet away. That's Tres Gonzalez. Also have Cade Fergus on first. And Jimmy Chu strikes with his patented approach at the plate, about 6 inches choked up on the bat. 2-2, Fergus goes. Chopper up the middle. Fergus slides into second, throw to first in time, but Tres Gonzalez will score. So a well-executed hit and run as Fergus avoids a double play, and the Gatemen take a 1-0 lead in the third.
That is a well-executed hit and run and a very timely hit and run.
Yes.
That is a tailor-made double play ball off the bat of Jarvis. Instead, they go to first, get one out, and a run comes home to give the Gatemen the lead.
And so 2 away. Now Ferguson scoring position on second, and Yohandy Morales to the plate. First pitch to him is chopped to third. That's off the glove of Benefield. He has it, but has no throw.
Well, you knew Benefield was going to have trouble with that ball off the bat. His first step was away from the baseline, away from the ball, moving backwards. And as they say at the youngest levels of baseball, he let that one play him instead of playing the ball. And really never a chance as he got an in-between hop, and Morales able to beat it out.
So the error puts runners on first and second. And it brings Owen Diodati to the plate. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. First pitch to him is fouled off his leg. Gatemen with the 1-0 lead in the top of the third off an RBI ground out from Jim Jarvis. Wind has gone still here at Veterans Field. 0-1 to Diodati. Swung on and missed.
Well, it was a 6-pitch at-bat for Diodati the first time he came up. 5 of those were fastballs. This time the first 2 pitches to Diodati sliders, and now he's down 0-2. Good job by Martin, keeping perhaps or his best off-speed pitch in the bag for as long as he could before using it to attack Diodati in this at-bat.
Diodati calls for time. Bit slowed the last couple games for Owen. Hoping to see him get a hit tonight.
At least one. Why not 2?
0-2 misses low. We'll start with 1. And we'll go from there. Can't put too much pressure on him.
If he can put one on the hill out there and right, it'd count for a couple.
It would count for 3.
Gatemen with a 1-0 lead. Runners at first and second.
1-2 pitch. Low and inside. Came with the slider but missed. Good job by Temez blocking it up behind the plate.
That's what happens when Diodati has seen pitches. So smart at the plate. He swung through that pitch a moment ago for strike 2, and now tries to come with the back foot slider again, does Trevor Martin, and that time able to lay off.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Owen Diodati. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the top of the third. The pitch inside. Full count now.
We've mentioned earlier in the season, Diodati, we saw him working out as a catcher, and yet to see him behind the plate in this season. He's been out in left field every single game, swinging the bat as well as anybody on this team, of course, but I look forward to seeing him behind the dish. I hope we have a chance to see that later in the summer.
Well, I think part of the reason they've left him in left is just because he's been hitting the ball so well. They didn't want to change too much up for him. Payoff pitch, fouled back. Both Fergus and Morales took off. They'll have to return to second and first, respectively. Diodati was behind 0-2, now has a full count as Martin leans in, likes the sign. Working from the letters, payoff pitch, grounded on the right side. Second baseman dives, but it gets through. Fergus coming around third, he's going to score. Morales advances to third, and the error comes back to bite Chatham. An error at third puts Morales on with 2 outs, advances Fergus in scoring position, and Owen Diodati delivers an RBI single to give the Gatemen a 2-0 lead.
Well, there's the hit you talked about, Jack. Diodati 0 for his last 7. Breaks the mini slump there. It was a slow ground ball, but one that leaked through the right side and puts runners on the corners. More importantly, though, gives the Gatemen a 2-run lead.
Diodati's 13th RBI of the season. That'll put him in the top 5 in the Cape League. Came into tonight 6th in RBIs. And now Kellum Clark coming to the plate. Making his debut for Wareham today, he was hit by a pitch and stranded on third, his first time up in the second inning. 2-0 Gatemen, runners on the corners, with 2 away in the top half of the third.
And for Clark, one of the more unusual hit-by pitches you'll see. It was a ball that bounced before it caught a piece of him, and not just bounced, but bounced well before home plate. And got him in the lower body to put him on first base.
First pitch to him is cut on and missed. Throw over to first, late, checking on Diodati. 0-1 pitch. Misses high.
Good spot from Trevor Martin, who has run us into some trouble for the first time in the ballgame this inning, but remains as composed as we saw him on the mound to start this game. Hasn't changed anything, hasn't sped anything up. Looks calm, cool, and collected as he works out of the stretch.
Trying to keep it at a 2-run inning. Diodati goes on the pitch, and the 1-1 is fouled back. So Diodati will have to return to first. Morales didn't move at all. Still on third.
That mindset is one that seems a bit unusual for Trevor Martin, just given his favorite baseball player. Favorite athlete, he says, is Joe Kelly, who is famous for being the closest thing to a wild thing on the mound you'll see in Major League Baseball these days. But it appears to be a completely different approach for Trevor Martin.
1-2, Diodati goes again. Pitch misses low, no throw. Diodati advances to second. Not sure whether they give that a stolen base or defensive indifference, Nick.
I have to give him a stolen base because that is not an inconsequential run.
Yeah.
It puts another runner in scoring position, and other than the fact that he had a fantastic jump, there's no reason other than that there was no throw.
2-2 pitch in the dirt. Full count now for Kellum Clark. 2 runners in scoring position in a 2-0 game. We're in the top of the third here at Veterans Field. Only game being played on the Cape today. 4 out of 5 canceled due to Tropical Storm Elsa making its way up the East Coast. But somehow this oasis here in Chatham still intact. Payoff pitch. Grounded. Right side. Scooped up by Miller Green, the first baseman. He's going to do it himself. Stepping on the bag for the third out. Gatemen get 2 runs off of 2 hits, a walk, and an error, and have a 2-0 lead as we head to the last of the third on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, we head to the last of the third. Wareham with 2 runs in the top half of the inning, and those are the only runs of the ball game. As Jack Noble will take the mound for his third inning of work. He's seen the minimum through 2 with 4 strikeouts of Benefield, Temez, and Soretti, the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the last of the third. And his first pitch to Andrew Benefield is too high, ball 1. Benefield playing third base today out of Dallas Baptist University. Hitting .188 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs on the Cape League season. 1-0. Missed inside on a breaking ball. Noble from the windup. 2-0 pitch is in the dirt. Now 3 balls and no strikes to Benefield.
Benefield played summer ball in 2019 for the Bombers in the Northwoods League. He was a Northwoods League All-Star after hitting .304 that season. 9 home runs as well.
3-0 pitch. Fastball upstairs. 4-pitch walk, and Benefield leads off the last of the third and gets on base. Tying run to the plate now with Dominic Temez, the catcher from Alabama. First pitch to him, misses high. Temez committed to Alabama this fall. Coming from McLennan Community College, where he hit .380 with 12 homers and 62 bombs this past year. Still looking for his first Cape League hit, though. 0 for 13.
He played his first college season actually at Arkansas. Was 4 for 10 that year. Just 4 singles in 8 games. It was fairly quiet for him. Didn't see a lot of action. So then moved over to McLennan. Had a nice year. Hit .380 with 12 bombs there. Before now committing back to the SEC, this time with Alabama.
1-0 pitch. Lined foul. That gets out of play over the right side. So Noble settles down and gets a strike on the board.
5 straight balls to start the inning, and this is a time right around 3-4 in terms of innings where we tend to see pitchers start to unwind. Fortunately for the Gatemen, Jack Noble, a starter, 10 starts this year, no stranger to starting ball games. So he should be comfortable in this situation, and we will expect to see him settle down.
1-1, cut on and missed. Came with the fastball at 90 miles per hour. Runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the third. Wareham ahead of Chatham 2-0. 1-2 pitch, fouled back.
Smart pitching by Jack Noble. Got him to swing through a fastball above the zone for strike 2 a moment ago, then goes back to that same spot. This time, Temez able to foul it off. See if he changes his eye level here, goes to the breaking ball down in the zone.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball down in the zone, but missed. Off the plate. Fastball's been the strikeout pitch so far for Noble. Changeup has worked as well. Temez ready. Throw over to first. Late.
It's a Chatham lineup that's able to use the whole field, and we've seen that with the defensive positioning for the Gatemen tonight. Not as many shifts as we've seen to this point in the game as we've seen earlier in the year. Tommy Troy just a little bit toward the second base bag at second. Other than that, though, the Gatemen have been fairly straight up for this evening.
2-2 is rung up for strike 3. Came with the fastball and got Temez looking. His 5th strikeout of the evening. There's one away now in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Wareham. Lone base runner for Chatham is Andrew Benefield on first.
It was a streak of 4 straight strikeouts for Noble from the first going into the second inning. And now his 5th strikeout of the ballgame came a moment ago. We'll see if he can get another streak started here.
First pitch to Soretti, the switch hitter's grounded to first. It's off the glove of Clark. Into right field. Benefield rounding second, and he'll get into third. So should have been a routine grounder for Clark, but it gets past him, and there are now runners on the corners with 1 out.
Well, it's only been for a stretch of about 2 games, but defensive miscues now starting to plague the Gatemen.
And that's something that wasn't an issue.
It wasn't an issue early in the season, but early in the game, it was in the first inning on Wednesday night. Cade Kern and Tres Gonzalez collided in right center field, let a ball drop that ultimately turned into a run, and then, of course, the ball game was ended up being tied on an error. And now in this game, the first chance for Kellum Clark over there at first base goes into right field.
Now another switch hitter, Matt Garcia at the plate. First pitch to him misses high. Garcia, the leadoff man today for Chatham, popped out in foul territory near the Chatham dugout on the third base side his first time up. 1-0, fastball, high and outside. So Chatham has the tying runs on the bases. First and third. George Carlejo, the pitching coach for Wareham, starting to make his way towards the mound. And it's really through no fault of Noble that he's in this situation. Should be a runner on second with 2 outs.
Yeah, if you're Noble, you obviously don't want to walk the leadoff man. That's never a good sign, but he buckled down, got Temez to strike out. It was a weak ground ball to first base off the bat of Soretti. And as you said, Jack, he should have 2 outs in this inning with a runner at first, maybe a runner at second, but right now he's in a jam that's no fault of his own.
And let's keep in mind, Callum Clark at first, primarily the DH for Mississippi State down the stretch, so it's been a little while since he's seen action defensively. Despite all he was able to do with his bat for Mississippi State in the College World Series.
Infield for the Gatemen at double play depth.
Meeting over, and the 2-0 pitch to Garcia misses high. So 3 balls and no strikes now to the second baseman, Matt Garcia. See if Noble can get a strike across here, 3-0. The pitch. Upstairs. 2 walks on the inning now. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Wareham clinging to a 2-0 lead. And the lefty, Caden Trenkle, coming to the plate.
Well, the control has been good for the most part for Noble, but there are just individual batters where he tends to lose it altogether. 2 walks in this inning. Both of them have come on 4 pitches. And now you have to imagine he'll be exiting this ball game as Carlejo comes back out to the mound.
Yeah, Carlejo not going to wait to see what happens. Jack Noble's day is done after just 38 pitches. Cruises through the first 2, but now the base is loaded in the third. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil, another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
Bottom of the third, pitching change. Cole Seamus on the mound, coming into a tough situation with Wareham ahead of Chatham 2-0. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Caden Trenkle, the right-hander, or the left-handed hitter, is coming to the plate.
Well, Jack Noble's stuff was good through 2 1/3 innings. He just lost the control a little bit, couple of 4-pitch walks, and now the bases are loaded. And he's a guy who hasn't pitched in a while, coming off the season at Long Beach State, making his Cape Cod debut, and it was a short leash from George Carlejo. Had a mound conference a moment ago, now right back out to the mound after a walk. To make the pitching change, and on comes Cole Seamus for the 4th time this year. The CCBL numbers are not where he would like them to be. 10.12 ERA through 2 2/3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks on the year. So he's been barreled up a little bit, but more importantly, it's been the control for Seamus that's been an issue.
Trenkle stepping in, righty-lefty matchup. Trenkle struck out his first time up, and the first pitch to him is a fastball outside at 93 miles per hour. Seamus really mostly got banged up against YD on June 30th, gave up 2 earned runs in just 1/3 of an inning.
That was in one of the Gatemen's 3 ties on the season.
1-0, fastball for a strike.
YD game ended in a 3-3 tie, the same score at which the Harwich game ended just a couple nights ago.
See if Seamus can limit the damage or get the Gatemen out completely of the bases loaded jam, as that pitch is cut on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes now to Trenkle.
Well, the bases are loaded for Chatham with just 1 out, which means a ball into the outfield or a ball. Most balls in play would score a run, but this would be a big strikeout if Seamus can put away Trenkle with a 1-2 count.
Working from the letters, 1-2 pitch, rung up for strike 3. Came with the fastball right down the middle at 94 miles per hour.
Well, that was Seamus rearing back and just getting a little something extra on that fastball. 1-2 count, nothing to lose, just said, here's my best, hit it. It froze Trenkle, and now a big second out in this 3rd inning for the Gatemen.
Bases still loaded. Wareham up 2-0. And Lyle Miller Green, Chatham's biggest power hitter at the plate. Righty-righty matchup here. First pitch is swung on and missed. Seamus has thrown all fastballs so far. And he's really rearing back on the mound, Nick, to throw as hard as he can. Miller Green struck out his first time up. 0-1, first breaking ball we've seen from Seamus, low and away.
That's a huge advantage for a pitcher when you have confidence. That's the confidence that Seamus does in Jimmy Crooks behind the plate, with a runner on third base willing to bury that breaking ball and knowing that without a doubt the Gateman catcher is going to keep it in front of him. That's exactly what Crooks did, and now the count goes 1-1.
We've rarely seen pitches get by Crooks this summer. 1-1. Missed somewhere.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Jack.
I don't know about that one.
It did miss. We don't know where.
So 2 balls and a strike now to Miller Green as they try and fix the scoreboard. Ball strike count was a little off, and it still is, as Seamus gears up for this 2-1 pitch. Bases loaded, 2 outs, the pitch on the way. Driven hard into center field. Fergus back, but this one is gone. A grand slam for Miller Green. His 5th home run of the season. And Chatham leads 4-2.
That was a 2-1 pitch that caught too much of the plate, and Lyle Miller Green turned it around. That one got out of here in a hurry. To dead center field on a line. And it puts Chatham on top 4-2.
385 out to center. That one looked like it was right about 400.
But yeah, he had plenty of room to spare.
And that will clear off the bases for Logan Britt, who takes the ball in the dirt for a 1-0 count. Well, Seamus got a big strikeout, was nearly out of trouble, but Miller Green, who's now 2nd in the league in home runs, delivers a grand slam. 1-0 to Britt, swung on and missed.
Been an issue for the Gatemen so far this year. The 2nd grand slam they've had against them. Jace Young with one in Orleans last week, and then Lyle Miller Green just a moment ago.
0-1 lifted high out to right field. Gonzalez going to track to his right, settle, and make the catch for the third out. A grand slam for Miller Green, and Chatham up 4-2 through 3. Fourth inning in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and...
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. 6 total runs in the third, and Chatham comes out with a 4-2 lead after a grand slam from Lyle Miller Green. Came with 2 outs and the bases loaded off of Cole Seamus, and now we head to the fourth with Crooks, Brannigan, and Gonzalez, the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Gatemen. And a new pitcher on the mound, Cy Nelson, the left-hander, who delivers a first pitch that swung on and missed to Jimmy Crooks.
Nelson been knocked around a little bit so far in the Cape League. 8 earned runs in just under 7 innings pitched.
Crooks ground out to short his first time up. That pitch gets to the backstop, so it's now 1-1 to the catcher from Oklahoma.
Cy Nielsen out of Spanish Fork, Utah. Plays for Brigham Young University.
That pitch slapped down the third base line. Benefield has it bounce off his glove, and it trickles into left field. Crooks safe at first.
Well, that's the second play that Benefield at third base has struggled with tonight, but this one will more than likely go down as a hit, as that ball was a rocket off the bat of Jimmy Crooks.
That's how I would score it.
It did hit Benefield in the glove about chest high, but just too hot to handle for the third baseman for Chatham.
Jack Brannigan, the tying run at the plate now. 4-2, Chatham in the top of the third. Lefty-righty matchup here. Throw over to first real quick, late. And they do award Crooks with the single. 8-game hit streak now, Nick. I love it. First pitch to Brannigan, high and outside. And Crooks got to 7 games on his hit streak late in the game against Harwich a couple days ago.
The very last chance he had.
Got his hit in the 8th inning. 1-0 to Brannigan, missed inside. Crooks heading to second. Throw, tag, got him. So Crook singles to start the fourth, but now caught stealing for the first out. That'll empty the bases. 2 balls and no strikes to Brannigan. Chatham up 4-2, and I'll be honest with you, Nick, Crooks is not the fastest guy in the world. I'm not sure why they had him running there.
No. He runs like a catcher. And that, for all the baseball fans out there, says just about all you need to know.
2-0 swung on and missed.
Crooks had no jump on that play, and it wasn't a particularly good throw from Temez. It was above the head of the shortstop Soretti, who made the catch, and he had plenty of time to get that tag down.
2-1, swung on and missed again. I don't think he's going to be stealing, or attempting to steal, I should say, again anytime soon.
We could give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was a missed hit and run.
Yeah.
But Brannigan didn't swing at the pitch.
2-2 called, strike 3. Came with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball to sit down Brannigan. Now 2 away and still nobody on for Wareham, who trails by 2 in the top of the fourth. Tres Gonzalez coming to the plate.
Cy Nielsen had a little bit of life injected into him on that caught stealing by his catcher Temez. Was down 2-0 to Brannigan at that point, came back with 3 straight strikes to get him.
First pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball for a strike.
Gonzalez walked and scored his last time up.
Yep. Beat me to it.
That's the goal.
0-1, grounded up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Garcia. The throw to first is in time. Nice play from Garcia. And it's a 1-2-3 inning despite a leadoff base hit from Jimmy Crooks. He's caught stealing, then a strikeout and a ground out. Retire the side. 4-2 Chatham. Last of the fourth in a moment.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you. The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
4-2 Chatham as we head to the last of the fourth. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas, Mendham, Hogan, and Benefield. The 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Chatham. They only have one hit, but it was a grand slam off the bat of Lyle Miller Green in the third.
And an absolute rocket it was.
Yeah, rope to straight center field. You don't see it often. And Cole Seamus will come back to the mound after getting the last 2 outs and giving up that grand slam in the third. Righty-lefty matchup against Mendham. First pitch is a breaking ball. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Mendham struck out his first time up. But, Nick, this is a Chatham team that's averaging 3.5 runs a game and already passed that with the grand slam from Miller Green.
Well, walks will do that to you.
1-0 upstairs. And I was going to say it wouldn't hurt as bad if you felt like Chatham earned it, but they get 2 walks and an error to load the bases. And then the grand slam. Didn't really make Chatham work that hard for 4 runs.
That's something that pitching coaches preach all the time, and I'll step out for this pitch.
2-0. In for a strike.
But the way the game is played these days, with guys trying to hit home runs as much as they are, and pitchers are going to make mistakes, and guys are going to hit them over the wall. That's the way it goes. But when you walk guys and when you commit errors and when you put guys on base, that's when those home runs really start to kill you. You can give up 2-3 solo shots in a game and survive. You can be pretty good for that matter, but not when you give free rides to base runners.
2-1, grounded hard to the right side. Troy scoops it up and throws it to first for the first out. You're absolutely right. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that approach. Base runners kill you, especially leadoff walks, as managers always preach.
Leadoff walk always
multiple
scores.
Base runners.
Errors and walks, those burn you. And one of them is on the pitcher and one of them's not. But either way, you need to be able to battle through that. And, you know, the mistakes will come back to bite you when there are runners on base. That's the killer.
The lefty Matt Hogan up now. Flew out to center his first time up. 4-2 Chatham in the bottom of the fourth. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Hogan is popped up. Right in the middle of the infield, Troy and Jarvis debating who's going to get it, and Troy calls him off to record the out.
Well, Jim Jarvis with a smile on his face because he called off Troy, and that is Jarvis's ball if he calls off Troy, but it was right to where Tommy was standing on the second base position side of the bag. And when Troy doesn't need to move a step, it's really hard to give way to your shortstop.
Troy says no way.
No, this is my ball.
Benefield to the plate now. First pitch to him is in for a strike.
But Tommy Troy just joined this team about a week ago, and Jarvis, who's been here since the beginning of the season, starting almost every game at shortstop to this point, is now, you know, you can tell the rapport they have between the two of them in the middle infield here in Wareham.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. So Benefield quickly behind 0-2. He walked his first time up last inning. Ended up scoring on the grand slam. 2 outs, nobody on. Chatham up by 2. Seamus working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And he went around. 1-2-3 inning for Seamus. Nice bounce back. And we'll take a 2-run game. Chatham in front into the 5th.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Get your glow on at Compassionate Med Spa. They're compassionate about getting your perfect skin. Come get your glow on. Call 774-678-7319. Mention this ad and get 25% off at Hydra Facial.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Top 5 on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas, Jack Sadighian here in a 4-2 ball game. Chatham ahead of the Wareham Gatemen. Cy Nielsen back on the mound for Chatham as we start this 5th inning. It'll be Cade Fergus in the top of the order for Wareham. Cole Seamus came back out last inning for the Gatemen after giving up a grand slam that put Chatham on top 4-2. Got a clean inning of work in, sat them down 1-2-3. And now the Gatemen will come back to the plate and try and make up this deficit. Fergus from the right-handed batter's box will lead it off. First pitch fouled straight back to the screen off the bat of Fergus.
It was nice to see him get a base hit his first time up. Been struggling after the first couple games. He kind of exploded onto the scene. Was 2 for his first 3 with a homer and a double and had drawn 5 or 6 walks.
Swings through a fastball, falls down 0-2. the plate discipline from him was really, really good early in the year. Now the total is 7 walks for him on the season, but as he takes an 0-2 pitch outside, has struggled a little bit to stay away from some of those pitches out of the zone as the CCBL season has gone on.
Well, I think he got a little bat happy after the home run and the double because he saw that he had the power ability.
As anyone would. Fastball upstairs again, evens the count at 2.
And then he started swinging at more first and second pitches and falling behind in more counts.
Cy Nielsen, feet together on the rubber, out of the windup, up over his head, and delivers a fastball high.
Well, good job by Fergus here. Fell behind, but now a full count.
You don't see that traditional windup too much anymore.
You don't.
With the glove starting at the belt, as it is right now with his feet together on the rubber, and then the step with the right foot off to the left. The glove goes up over the head, and a high fly ball towards center field. Should be an easy play for Trenkle, who comes on. He can't find it. Nobody can find it. Now it falls into the right center gap. Fergus is around second base, and he will get into third safely. That'll be scored as a triple, as that ball went up into the evening sky, and nobody could see it.
That should be a routine play, but the center fielder, Trenkle, held his hands up first, then the shortstop, Soretti, and then lastly the right fielder, Hogan, who was about 3 feet away from where the baseball landed, threw his hands up like I lost it in the lights, and everybody lost it. Fergus keeps running hard, and he's into third safely.
Nobody touched the baseball. It'll be scored as a triple. And Cade Fergus now is hit for the season cycle.
Well, don't speak too soon.
What do you mean?
We've been wrong about the scoring before.
Oh, you can't give that to be an error on anybody.
I'm not saying you can.
So Tommy Troy in the box now takes strike 1. And there's strike 2 on Troy. A couple fastballs early in the count from Cy Nielsen.
We saw Troy just miss on a pitch when he flew out to left his last time up. And it is scored a triple for Fergus.
So Cade, 90 feet away as Troy takes the ball, sends the count to 1-2.
And funny enough, Troy, I believe, is just a double away from the season cycle. He already has a couple triples.
He has a double.
So he does have the season cycle.
All inside to Troy. Count goes 2-2. We saw a play like that in the White Sox-Twins game a few nights ago, going back to that triple. It was a fly ball to center field. And on a rainy night at Target Field in Minnesota, nobody found it and just landed in about the same spot it did here tonight in the right center gap as Tommy Troy fouls that one off.
So he does not have a double yet.
You're talking about Troy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Fergus.
No, Troy.
Yeah, Troy's still waiting on that double. But Cade Fergus with a double earlier in the year, a home run for his second hit of the season, and now with that triple. So the 2-2 to Troy. That one sent deep to right center field. Going back on it is Trenkle, and it's down. Off the wall it goes. Landed on the warning track, bounced off the wall, and he'll scoot into third base. Back-to-back triples for the Gatemen, and it is a 4-3 ball game here in the top of the 5th.
Well, and now the tying run is 90 feet away. When is the last time you saw back-to-back triples, Nick? I know one of them was a lazy pop fly that probably should have been an out, but
well, it makes it even better.
I don't know when the last time I saw 2 triples in a row was. And that's Troy's 3rd triple now in just his 8th game.
So Troy and Fergus trade places on third base. And first pitch is strike 1 to Jim Jarvis.
Well, we saw Jarvis get an RBI on a 4-3 ground out his last time up. If he did that again, we'd get a second RBI.
Infield playing at their normal depth. Chatham protecting a 1-run lead. Breaking ball taken outside by Jarvis.
It's just hard to play up when there's nobody out.
No, I don't think they should.
There's no advantage to doing it. You have to accept if he grounds one to the right side that it's going to be a run.
There's the ground ball to the right side. It's fielded by Lyle Miller-Green. He takes it himself, and the tying run comes home. So Tommy Troy, after the second of the back-to-back triples, scores from third, and it is 4-4.
Well, there you go. Back-to-back triples, RBI ground out. All of a sudden, you've got a tie game. Bats coming alive for Wareham a little bit. They've been quiet over the last few games. Most runs they had over the last 4 games was 5 against Katuitt. Granted, that ended after 7.5.
So you handy the 3-hitter in the box now. Fouls one off to the right side, out of play. The Gatemen with 4 runs on 5 hits. Chatham, 4 runs on 1 hit. But that was a big swing from Lyle Miller-Green as Yohandy cuts through strike 2. It was 4 runs on that one swing, a grand slam to dead center field. Put Chatham on top, but the Gatemen right back in it here. 2 runs here in this top of the 5th inning. Now Morales slaps a ball to right field. That's over the glove of a leaping Garcia, and he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Credit Garcia for the attempt. I mean, he had absolute bunny hop from his spot at second to nearly snatch that out of the air. But now you get the leading run on first, only 1 out in the top of the 5th.
And Diodati coming to the plate, who snapped a bit of a hitless streak his first time up.
Yeah, 0 for his last 8. RBI single, snuck a grounder through the right side. And now in the top 5 for RBIs in the Cape League.
Nielsen out of the stretch comes first pitch breaking ball to Diodati.
That was a nice changeup.
Diodati digs back in. Morales running from first with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Fastball high and tight. Misses for ball 1. Check that, ball 2.
I thought the first pitch was called a strike, too. But it's showing 2-0 on the scoreboard.
That's been an unreliable tool so far tonight, so we apologize for that. Actually, Chatham apologizes for that. And now Cy Nielsen out of the stretch. Broken bat for Diodati. It's down the line and foul.
At first I thought he dropped his bat, and then I realized half the bat was still with him and half of it was the pitcher's mound.
Well, he broke that one pretty far down on the handle.
That's a pretty clean break.
Sawed it off. Now that bat girl needs to be careful running with that splintered wood. She's back to the dugout safely, and Diodati needs to get a new tool. I believe that's his second broken bat of the game, actually.
It is.
The first one wasn't confirmed because it didn't shatter the way this one did, but it didn't sound good on a little pop-up / ground ball to the pitcher. That was in the 2nd inning, and now he's got a new one. So he'll step back to the plate. Yohandy Morales still on first base with 1 out. The count on the scoreboard says 2-1, but take that with a grain of salt. Here's Nielsen out of the stretch. Diodati called time. Boy, is he good at that.
He's so good at it. He does it all the time to pitchers. Gets them right in their windup. Then he'll call for time at the last second. There was only once that he didn't get it, and he called for time 6 seconds before the pitch. But when he calls right before that pitch, he gets it.
So there's strike 2. The count goes to 2-2. Diodati facing off against the left-hand Cy Nielsen, who came with a fastball a moment ago to even the count.
That was his pitch. I mean, fastball outer half. Diodati likes it inside, but we've seen him hammer some fastballs.
He'll hit any fastball at this point. The 2-2. Breaking ball, got him. Started it over the plate, did Cy Nielsen, and the slider dives out of the zone away from the barrel of Diodati. And that's the 2nd out of the top of the 5th.
It was just a really good pitch, and the fastball was the one Diodati should have been on. That was his pitch. 2-1, outer half of the plate in his wheelhouse, and he didn't swing at it. And then he decided to swing at the breaking ball.
In the big leagues, you get 1 pitch to hit per at-bat. In the Cape League, maybe 2. But either way, Jack, you got that right. He passed up on his pitch to hit. Strike 1 on Kellum Clark, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, grounded out to first in the 3rd. Morales singled with one out. He's still on first. And a throw goes over to the bag. He'll handy back safely. The 0-1 buries a slider swung through by Kellum Clark.
I don't remember seeing Nielsen throw that slider so much in his first inning out, but really working here in the fifth.
Well, he has a feel for it right now. He's been starting it in the zone and going away to lefties, backdoor to righties. Whatever he wants is right on for that slider. Comes with it again. It's chopped 2 hops to second base. They cut down the lead runner, and that's the third out of the fifth. The Gatemen get 2, tie the ball game at 4, and we will be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Morse, of course, has your back.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29.
Bottom 5 coming up here from Veterans Field. Thank you for joining us this evening on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It is Seamus back on the mound for Wareham, and he'll face off against Dominic Temez, Dan Soretti, and then the top of the order for Chatham. 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for our guys. 4 runs on 1 hit, 1 error for their guys.
And so far on our official scoring site that we use to get all the official, scores and calls from the games, showing no earned runs for the Gatemen pitching staff.
First pitch to Temez is a strike from Seamus. Fastball at 91 miles per hour. Temez now 0 for 14 on the CCBL season, still looking for his first hit. Tommy Troy shifted up the middle at second base. And a breaking ball is in the dirt to send the count to 1-1.
Well, Seamus gave up the grand slam in the third, but came back in the fourth and bounced back nicely. 1-2-3 with the strikeout.
Count 1-1. Seamus out of the stretch with nobody on base, delivers a breaking ball that stays upstairs.
There we go with the scoreboard again.
Counts 2-1. The scoreboard says 0-1. But we'll stay with it here, because what choice do we have? The 2-1 from Seamus. That breaking ball finds the top of the zone.
It's one of the best curveballs he's thrown tonight. Pretty break. Sweeped it across the zone.
Seamus came on in relief for Jack Noble, who had a clean first 2 innings, then ran into trouble in the third. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Fastball at 92 elevated, and Seamus blows it by him for Temez's second strikeout of the game.
Well, the struggles continue for him, still without a Cape League hit. He sort of chucks the bat into the bat bucket in frustration.
So the 9-hitter coming to the plate now, starting at shortstop for the Anglers. It's Dan Soretti. Reached on an error his first time up. Takes a fastball that clips the inside corner, 0-1. Brannigan in on the grass at third. That one's shot down the left field line, twisting out of play.
Watch you move Brannigan back, and it does.
Soretti from Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Coming off his sophomore season at UNC. Hit 249, 9 home runs, 39 RBI. Waits for the 0-2, broke his bat on a foul ball.
There's another one.
The bats are dropping like flies. Diodati has broken 2 already tonight. Soretti now with his first.
It's tough because these players bring their own bats.
Yeah, they're responsible for providing their own bats, and these aren't cheap.
No.
Can burn through hundreds of dollars in a season, even thousands. So Soretti back in the box. The 0-2's upstairs.
Well, he tried to go curveball, but curveball's been pretty hit or miss for Seamus.
Seamus out of the stretch again. That one's outside.
Beautiful sky here in Chatham. Can't stress enough how what a miserable day it was and how nice it's become for this game.
It really has. The rain was coming down in sheets just 4 hours ago.
And we were having 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, excuse me.
Every other game in the Cape Cod Baseball League was canceled today, except for this one. The fans have come out in full force. They're on the lawn out beyond the outfield. And there's a swing and a miss. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 5th for Cole Seamus.
Yeah, he now has 4 strikeouts. I love how he's responded after the grand slam. He hasn't let it rattle him.
He's pitching with a little extra fire in his gut that we haven't seen from him at any point this year, but really starting to buckle down now. Just storming around the mound after that strikeout. Now faces the top of the order. First pitch fastball to Garcia hits the light. Now off the top of the press box and into the stands.
I did not see that coming right back down at us.
It stayed up there for a minute. It actually worked its way up into the lights and stuck there for a moment before dropping down on top of the press box. Seamus unfazed, comes right back with the fastball, and Garcia swings through it for strike 2.
Well, pitch away from striking out the side.
Oh, don't say it, Jack.
Challenge him with the fastball.
Here's the pitch. There's the fastball. There's strike 3. Froze him on the inside corner. And Cole Seamus strikes out the side. Knotted at 4, going to the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Redshirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Redshirt Fridays is sponsored by 47.
Jimmy Crooks strides into the left-hand batter's box for the Gatemen, starting the top of this 6th inning. Gatemen, 4 runs on 6 hits. The bats have come to life tonight here at Veterans Field. Chatham with 4 runs of their own, all of those coming on just 1 hit. A grand slam from Lyle Miller Green, starting first baseman for Chatham tonight, as Crooks swings and misses through strike 1 from Cy Nielsen, on for the 3rd consecutive inning.
Well, Crooks stole a base, or tried to steal a base. Sorry.
You're good.
Key emphasis on tried, as that pitch misses to make it 1-1 after singling in the 4th.
That one chopped right back up the middle and into center field it goes. Not well hit, but found a gap, and the Gatemen have the leadoff man aboard.
Important to note, a new center fielder, Jake DeLeo, replaces Caden Trenkle. Might have something to do with that ball that was lost in the lights from Cade Fergus. Ended up being a leadoff triple in the 5th, and he scored following Tommy Troy's triple.
Cade Fergus sent that ball a mile high towards center field. Nobody saw it. It dropped in the right center gap, and then back-to-back triples for the Gatemen were what started that 2-run 5th inning. Brannigan in the right-hand batter's box now, squared to bunt, pulled it back, takes ball 1. Crooks running from first. Do you send him here, Jack?
Only if you want an out.
We should be nicer to Jimmy than that. We hear he has better speed than most catchers get credit for, but it just didn't look like it on that attempted stolen base last inning as Brannigan offers it a bunt that time, goes right through it.
Well, I thought he showed bunt, and he tried to pull back on the first pitch, but I thought he kept it out there, and I think they gave him a good call. That time, home plate umpire Mikey Garcia quick to give him a strike call when he tried to pull back.
Waves through the 1-1. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Brannigan. Crooks at first base. Cy Nielsen out of the stretch. The left-hander staring at the runner. Now kicks and fires. Fouled off.
Good job by Brannigan. Just got a piece of that.
It was a good fastball low and away from the right-hander, tailing away from him out of the left arm of Cy Nielsen.
As you always say, probably was a ball, but too close to take.
Brannigan spoiled it well. Now we do it again at 1-2. Popped over the backstop, out of play. Brannigan hanging on by a thread with 2 strikes.
And there go the swarm of kids to chase after it.
I'd want a ball too. I just have to stay here.
One of them yelled, "Go, go, go," and then 4 of them just started going after it.
I'd be after it too if I didn't have this headset on.
If it's within, I say, 8-foot radius, then maybe reach over and
then
try
you give
and
it to a kid.
Right, of course.
No, Harrison's saying no way. The 1-2 fouled off again. Oh, and that one got the catcher Temez.
I didn't see where it caught him, Nick.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. But he's slow to get up and now walking it off.
Good to see him get up quickly, but now
he'll be okay. Just needs a minute, it appears. Bat boy out to resupply the umpire with baseballs, and we'll get back to it with Brannigan hanging on 1-2. Brannigan 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Came into this one hitting just 167. It's been a struggle for him this year, but trying to earn that third base spot back after the departure of Justin Williams. Sends a ball sky high to the right side. Into foul territory goes Lyle Miller-Green, and he drops the ball. Lyle Miller-Green was camped under that one for 4 or 5 seconds, and it just dropped out of his mitt right in front of the first base dugout.
Well, it hit the bottom part of his mitt, and then when he tried to squeeze it shut, it just poked out and fell out the bottom. Big break for Brannigan.
Yes, it is. Brannigan with another foul ball.
And they'll give him an error for that,
count.
too. You don't see that often, an error on a drop foul.
That was a play that Miller-Green makes 100 times out of 100. As the 1-2 is inside to Brannigan.
Well, clearly not 100 out of 100. Maybe
That
99.
that was the joke, Shaq. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. So it goes 2-2 on Brannigan.
Just trying to keep you in check.
I know. You're good at that. Here's the 2-2 to Brannigan. We have to wait. Check throw to the runner at first, and it bounced. Blocked up by Miller-Green, who bailed his pitcher out there after really dropping the ball, no pun intended, a moment ago.
Yeah, not quite a bailout when the batter should already be out.
The 2-2. Called strike 3. Brannigan goes down on strikes for the second time tonight.
I don't know what it's been for Jack Brannigan. He came off a season at Notre Dame where he hit .295. And Notre Dame for baseball plays in the ACC, a tough conference. And he had a really good year, did good in the postseason too. He was a freshman All-American in 2020, but just hasn't been able to figure out on the Cape in 2021.
First pitch to Tres Gonzalez, in for a strike. And that's just a common theme. You see guys come out here and turn it on, but more than that, you see guys who have really good college seasons, and whether it's the transition to wood bats or the better competition you face on the mound, they come to the Cape League and they really struggle. And the beautiful thing about this league is it sets those guys apart, but it also doesn't mean that you can't have a successful baseball future if you do struggle. There are plenty of major leaguers now who had a horrible time when they first came to Cape Cod.
Well, and Brannigan's proven that he could play well against good competition. He did it in the regional, did it in the super regional despite a loss to Mississippi State, who went on to win.
That pitch from Gonzalez fouled back.
But you're right. Sometimes guys just come out and they just don't have it right away. And it's hard to jump on him so much because he's only played in, I think 7 or 8 games this entire summer.
Crooks remains on first base. The throw goes over there. Here in the top of the 6th inning from Veterans Field in Chatham. A 4-4 tie. A grand slam for Chatham put them ahead in the 3rd inning. The Gatemen came back with 2 runs in the 5th. And now with a runner on first base and an 0-2 count on Gonzalez. A slow ground ball gets through on the right side. Crooks will pull up at second base. Tres Gonzalez into first. And now runners at first and second for the Gatemen with 1 out.
Gonzalez has started to get things going a little bit at the plate. And that time he pokes one through the right side. Runners on first and second now for Cade Fergus, who, whether it was luck or not, is coming off a triple, and he's now 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, 2 errors on the scoreboard for Chatham. One of them was a moment ago, Lyle Miller-Green at first. The other was at third base. But now 4 plays that they should have made in the field. Another one for Andrew Benefield at first base that was a hard-hit ball but hit him in the glove. And then, of course, that Fergus triple that was a routine flyout in 99 of 100 other situations.
Well, now the Gatemen have out-hit Chatham 8-1, yet this game is tied at 4.
And credit to Fergus on that play for running it out.
Yes.
You know, a lot of guys would wind up with a single, as sad as it is to say, on a ball like that. They just assume it's caught. Even guys that just turn it into a double, jogging around first base and then realizing it drops, scooting into second. But Fergus was running hard the whole way, and that's why he wound up on third. Well, fly ball goes foul on the right side. Fergus in the 9-hole tonight. Now 2 for 2 with a triple and a single.
And the first time it's been him and Tress Gonzalez in the lineup and at 8-9 producing. Tress is now 1 for 2 with the walk. Fergus is already 2 for 2. That's a recipe for success when your 7, 8, 9 hitters are getting things done.
Fergus takes a strike on the inside corner. Falls down 0-2. Still 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second for the Gatemen in a 4-4 ball game. Nielsen out of BYU kicks and fires. Fouled off the hands, out of play. Matt Hogan out in right field playing very deep, especially for the right-handed hitting Fergus, who we do know has power the other way. Rest of the outfield playing their positions straight up. And a fastball comes inside, just misses the thighs of Fergus as he jumps out of the way.
Yeah, so now 1-2. Fergus still has to be pretty defensive here.
Tommy Troy waiting on deck for the Gatemen. Barring a double play, you'll see him next. The pitch from Nielsen misses low, so it's 2-2 now.
Well, on Fergus's base hit, he was behind 0-2 and then worked back to a full count.
Working counts has been his specialty this year, in good times and bad. He's done that very well. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Fergus down on strikes, and the Gatemen at risk of leaving 2 runners aboard with the top of the order and Tommy Troy coming to the plate.
Yeah, just a good breaking ball. And Fergus battled back but missed that one. That's going to happen. He's had a great game up to this point. But I love the fact that Tommy Troy is coming up here with 2 runners on. Had the 2-run homer a couple nights ago. He now has 3 triples in what's his 8th game.
Hit the second of the back-to-back triples last inning. Troy's was a little bit more legitimate than Fergus. Dare I say, that ball went all the way to the track, and for a moment off the bat, certainly had a chance to get out.
I thought it was going to.
First pitch to Troy, fastball for a strike.
That was well located. I think Troy wanted to swing at it, but he thought it was going to be out of the zone.
Troy 1 for 3 with that triple. Grounded out and gone out to left. The 0-1 misses inside. The 1-1 to Troy, popped toward the right side. Going back on it is Miller Green at first base. Now calling him off is Matt Garcia, and he ranges over to make the play. The Gatemen threaten but come up empty. We stay square at 4 going to the bottom of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
With you once again for the bottom of this 6th inning. A 4-4 tie between the Gatemen and the Anglers. Here from Veterans Field, Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian. Jake DeLeo came in defensively for Caden Trenkel in center field last inning. Now leads it off to start this one, his first at-bat of the ballgame. Takes a hack at the first pitch he sees, fouls it back.
And new pitcher on the mound for the Gatemen, Garrett Schmeltz, left-hander out of Louisville. He appeared against Katuitt on the 6th. Through 2 innings, gave up 1 earned run off a solo shot from Eric Brown to center field, who's been a Gateman killer so far this season. But had 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings, looked sharp outside of 1 bad pitch.
That was the changeup that caught the outside corner, 0-2.
The bad pitch to Brown was a curveball that he hung, and Brown banged it to center field.
Now goes with the fastball, misses upstairs.
But
Count 1-2 on Jake DeLeo.
His curveball changeup combo works well.
There's the breaking ball that stays up. Jake DeLeo in the ballgame for really the first time tonight, and he has the measurables to make him a top prospect, especially defensively. This guy has big-time tools. As the 2-2 from Schmeltz is taken for strike 3. DeLeo down on strikes. 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout for Garrett Schmeltz.
Well, Chatham might have 4 runs, and the big reason that is a couple walks in the inning and then an error and a grand slam from Miller Green. But 11 strikeouts from Gateman pitching tonight. Just mowing down hitters.
Well, how about that for a little sample of what baseball is like these days, as the first pitch to Miller Green up and away. 4 runs for Chatham on 1 hit and 11 strikeouts on the night.
Yeah, welcome to baseball. You're out hitting a
baseball
team 8-1.
2021.
You're out hitting a team 8-1. It's 4-4.
Schmeltz gets a strike over the plate.
But I think Wareham has all the momentum because they've been outplaying Chatham outside of 1/2 inning.
They've been out hitting them for sure and out pitching them for the most part. As the changeup misses low and away, 2 balls and a strike on Lyle Miller Green.
And a big opportunity today because this is a free game. Every other game was canceled in the Cape. And if the Gatemen get even 1 point helps, but 2 points, that's a free game up in the West.
Gatemen battling for that second place spot in the West as that one's fouled down the left field line.
And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, there's no rescheduling in the Cape in 2021. So if you plan a day and nobody else does, the standings aren't based on win percentage or anything. You could just get 2 points.
Do you think that stands at the end of the year?
It could easily be changed.
I can't imagine that's the way they're actually doing it. That's waved through and missed, blocked nicely by Crooks down to first base. And that's out number 2. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Garrett Schmeltz.
They've gone back and forth on it a couple times already from our chats with some of our, the higher ups within Wareham.
Don't want to say any names.
Right. And I don't want to call anyone out for saying it's going to be
One
done
way or
this
another.
way when it could
Yes.
be changed.
But that is true. It seems like an unfair advantage, of course, for the Gatemen tonight, who have been rained out on a couple occasions already. Will take it. As a swing and a miss from Logan Britt in the cleanup spot tonight is strike one.
Chatham had the only other example of a day where everyone was rained out outside of one game. They played YD. YD got two free points after beating Chatham, as that pitch misses to make it 1-1. And YD now atop of the East standings with 18 points. They're 2 points ahead of Brewster and Orleans. Where do those 2 points come from? That free day.
Free day of baseball. Nobody here is complaining. As Logan Britt swings through strike two. Meanwhile, we're chatting about standings and rainy days. Garrett Schmeltz is cruising right now. On for the first time in this ballgame here in the bottom of the sixth. The bases are empty with 2 outs, and he has a 1-2 count on DeLeo. As that one's lifted down the left field line. Toward the corner it goes, and foul.
Yeah, Jack Brady was giving it everything he had to try and catch up to that, but it just kept drifting away.
All the way into the Chatham bullpen went Brannigan. Bullpen down the left field line.
That had a little bit of hook on it, just kept hooking away from Brannigan.
So we'll try the 1-2 pitch again. Schmeltz struck out the first 2 batters he faced in this inning. Now Britt goes down on strikes. It was the high fastball tailing away from Logan Britt, and he swung and missed. Garrett Schmeltz strikes out the side. We are still tied at 4 and going to the 7th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Redshirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Redshirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by...
On a night where Wareham has out-hit Chatham 8-1, we enter the top of the 7th tied at 4. Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. Jim Jarvis, Yohandy Morales, and Owen Diodati, the 2-3-4 hitters due up for Wareham. And a new pitcher on the mound for Chatham. It's the lefty Adam Scoggins out of Oral Roberts.
Adam Scoggins in the ballgame, and Oral Roberts we all know now because of their run through the tournament this season. March Madness, but playing for their baseball team is Adam Scoggins, their closer this year. 3-1 record with a 2.88 ERA, 7 saves across 25 innings pitched. He's continued that success into the Cape League, now on for the 6th time, thrown just 3 1/3, but has not allowed an earned run to this point.
He'll start off against the lefty Jim Jarvis. Jarvis 0 for 3, but he does have 2 RBIs. First brought in Tres Gonzalez on a 4-3 ground out in the 3rd. And then Tommy Troy on a ground out to first in the 5th. First pitch to Jarvis, he shows bunt but pulls back and takes ball 1. 6 combined runs in the 2nd. Gateman got 2. And then Miller Green hit a grand slam to dead center. And then Wareham back-to-back triples and 2 runs in the 5th. 1-0 to Jarvis, shows bunt, pulls back again. This time takes a fastball for a strike. Big hole up the middle where Jarvis likes to hit it. 1-1. In for strike 2.
Well, that was a good 4 inches off the plate. That's all I'll say about that one. No, I'll say something else. Jarvis would have to be standing on top of the plate if he wants to hit that ball. But he's comfortable here. 1-2.
Jimmy, 2 strikes. That pitch upstairs. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to the shortstop from Alabama.
Matt Hogan very deep in right field as he's been all night. A little bit surprised to see him in that same spot against a very good hitter, but not the most powerful guy in Jim Jarvis.
Right. Known for his range and decent arm at short. But he's done a good job getting hits for the Gatemen this summer as that pitch misses low and away. Now a full count to Jarvis.
Just fastball after fastball from Scoggins.
Four game. Leadoff man, the top of the 7th is Jarvis. Payoff pitch, called strike 3. Jarvis was heading down the first base line. Now we'll have to head to the dugout.
Well, he had flipped his bat toward the dugout, and he thought that was ball 4. And I'd like to argue that it was, but based on where the pitch was that was called a strike earlier in the at-bat, Scoggins, no dummy, going back to that same spot and getting strike 3.
Tough break for Jarvis. 1 away, nobody on. For Yohandy Morales, first pitch to him is fouled off. Morales is 1 for 3, reached on a base hit in the 5th. He was the leading run on the bases at the time. Oh, 1 on the way, missed inside.
Throw it back to Jarvis for a minute. He struck out only 16 times in 207 plate appearances at Alabama this year. That was the biggest positive thing we had on him coming into this Cape League season was this kid does not strike out. He already has 11 on this season.
1-1, cut on and missed. And I'll argue against that and say the strikeout rate has been extremely high in the Cape League. And
for everybody, it's not just for
everybody. In the transition to wood bats, going against the best pitchers in the country is extremely difficult. 1-2, called strike 3.
Adam Scoggins just wanted to prove our point right there and sends Yohandy back to the dugout on strikes.
So he's trying to match what Garrett Schmeltz did in the bottom of the 6th. Went 1-2-3 with 3 strikeouts. But he'll have a tough opponent for this at-bat. Owen Diodati, 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single in the 3rd. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for strike 1.
Well, that's what the lefties like to do with Diodati. Soft away, breaking ball away is the scouting report. And unless Diodati can find his way ahead in this count, have to believe it'll be slider after slider from Scoggins.
0-1, swung on and missed, and that was the slider. 4-4 game in the top of the 7th, 2 outs, nobody on. And Owen Diodati behind 0-2 in the count. Saw him break out of a bit of a struggle with an RBI single his 2nd time up. But then he struck out in the 5th, and that pitch is fouled back to keep it at 0-2.
Diodati with a fire drill of a swing on that pitch. It was a fastball after getting 2 straight sliders, a fastball that was running inside on his hands. Just had to foul it off and did a nice job getting his barrel to it at the last second.
0-2, swung on and missed. 3 straight sliders get Diodati. And we're still tied at 4. Time to stretch in the 7th. Fans on their feet at Veterans Field. 4-4 game as we head to the last of the 7th. Jack Sadighian and Nick Magas on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It'll be Mendham, Hogan, and Benefield, the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Chatham. And Garrett Schmeltz on the mound for a second inning of work. He struck out the side in the 6th. Fresh off the 7th inning stretch, Nick. And we had a great rendition done by 10 young fans.
I wish I remembered all those names. The PA announcer read them off twice.
Jake, Jack, Charlie,
Maki, Ricky, Timmy, Tommy.
Those are the 3 I remember.
Well, I didn't know if they were going to send Schmeltz back out.
First pitch to Mendham, upstairs. Why not? He went 2 innings against Katuitt.
It was a joke. He struck out the side in the 6th. You think you're not going to send that guy back out there?
Well, in my defense, it's summer ball.
He cut through him like butter in the 6th inning.
1-0.
Sorry.
1-0 pitch miss. So
Credit to Adam Scoggins on the other side for matching him, too. Struck out the side in the top of the 7th.
I mean, we've seen guys come out.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh. 2-0. Fastball for a strike. Parents in town, and now you're turning up the jokes.
I don't think they're any different than they were. I just don't think you have the same feel when we're on the road. I'll lay off you, though, if you'd like.
2-1. Swung on and missed. Mendham's 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Mendham spent 2 years at Connors State Community College, Warner, Oklahoma. He was a 2-time second-team All-American there.
2-2 fouled back.
Junior college All-American, that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, played in a Junior College World Series in 2019. And then comes to South Carolina. Goes to an NCAA tournament. Eventually they fell to Virginia. 2-2, swung on and missed. Garrett Schmeltz has seen 4 batters and struck them all out. And Matt Hogan will come to the plate. 1 away, nobody on in the bottom of the 7th. We're tied here at Veterans Field.
Well, Matt Hogan's a bit of an interesting player. Just 2 for 13 at the plate in 2021, but that's at Vanderbilt. He's playing at one of the best baseball schools in the country and just a really small sample size to this point from him.
Takes first pitch ball on a pitch that skipped in front of the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. But, yeah, he hadn't played since May 18th in a game against FIU. 1-0 is a fastball for a strike.
And Vanderbilt's head coach, Tim Corbin, has just glowing things to say about him. He says the physical tools for Matt Hogan are above average in every department. He's beloved by his teammates, and everybody roots for this guy.
1-1 pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. That's the biggest thing for him is he's a great teammate. In high school, he was a 3-time team captain, which is super rare. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball swung on and missed. Schmeltz now has 5 strikeouts, and he's only seen 5 hitters, Nick. Well, Chatham has struck out an astounding 15 times tonight.
Well, Schmeltz wants us to start talking about him again, and I think we have to because he has now faced 5 hitters and struck out all 5.
Andrew Benefield up now. First pitch to the righty. Misses outside.
And Schmeltz was pretty good, as you said, Jack, in his first Cape League appearance, but it was a tough year for him at Louisville. A 5.89 ERA across 18 1/3 innings pitched.
That one is slapped to the left side, scooped up by the shortstop Jarvis, and he throws it to first for the 3rd out. So hopefully we'll get to chat a little bit more about Schmeltz, but he doesn't make it easy as he mows through the first 6 batters with 5 strikeouts. Still 4-4. We head to the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Welcome back to Veterans Field. Tie game as we head to the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas, and Adam Scoggins still on the mound. If you're a Chatham fan, he's hoping to continue the strikeout trend. See if we can break it here.
Well, Schmeltz struck out the side for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 6th, and he came back in the bottom of the 7th and almost did it again. 2 strikeouts before he got Benefield to ground out to shortstop.
23 combined strikeouts tonight between the two teams. Kellum Clark leading things off for Wareham in the 8th, and takes first pitch inside for ball 1.
And just give credit to great pitching on both sides.
Clark reached on a hit by pitch his first time up. 0 for 2 since then as he swings and misses to make it a 1-1 count.
Although we should say that 15 of those 23 strikeouts belong to Chatham. They have 4 runs in this game. It's tied right now on 1 hit.
Wareham's out hit Chatham 8-1 as that pitch misses low to make it 2 balls and a strike to Kellum Clark. Clark making his debut today. He's playing first base. First time Angelo Despina has not gotten the start at first for the Gatemen. 2-1 pitch. Missed high.
Clark still looking for his first Cape League hit. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch tonight. One of the few guys in this Gatemen order still hitless on the evening.
The 3-1 pitch is lifted into foul territory on the left side. Third baseman Benefield, ranging to his right, reaches out, makes the catch. So Clark still hitless tonight, and Jimmy Crooks coming to the plate. Crooks 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in the 4th and the 6th. And at least it wasn't a strikeout, Nick. Seen a lot of those the last few innings.
No, but credit to the game, and it hasn't been too many for them. It's been a lot for the Chatham Anglers. 15 on the evening for them.
First pitch to Crooks, line foul.
He barreled that up, and you can tell Crooks is seeing the ball well. 2 for 3 tonight, and after just 1 for 4 in the last few games, you know, he'd been good, but nothing special, and really starting to get it together tonight. Put the bat on the ball and put it in play hard on a few separate occasions.
This is just his second multi-hit game of the season. That pitch outside.
Well, it'd be nice to see him put another one in play here, preferably into the outfield. And I'll get a little one-out rally going for the Gatemen because, as you said between innings, Jack, please not another tie.
You're right. Ball and a strike to Crooks. That pitch clips the outer edge for strike 2.
Gatemen coming off a heartbreaking tie on Wednesday night at home against Harwich. One of 3 ties they've already had on the season.
And there have been a lot of ties in the Cape League in general. YD leads the league in ties with 4. As that pitch is swung on and missed. Crooks' first strikeout tonight. Scoggins is 4th. And there's 2 away with nobody on for Jack Brannigan. Tie game at Veterans Field. First time these two teams have met in 2021. One of 2 meetings scheduled to take place here in Chatham.
Gatemen with a win tonight could take control of second place in the West Division.
First pitch to Brannigan, missed right under his right foot. He just picked up his foot and it hit the dirt under it and got to the backstop.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we saw a Gateman hit tonight on a bounce. Kellum Clark, the first.
The rare hit by pitch off the grass. As that pitch is checked up, Brannigan went around, so 1-1.
That was one of a few weird plays we've had tonight. Of course, the fly ball that got lost in the lights / the skies / I don't know what that turned into a triple for Cade Fergus.
Yep. Wareham 2 runs in the third, 2 in the fifth. The 2 in the fifth came off back-to-back triples. Chatham 4 runs in the third off a grand slam from Miller Green. That pitch misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Jack Brannigan.
A quiet night for Brannigan to this point. 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts.
His first game since July 5th. See if he can get aboard here. That pitch fouled away. 2-2 now.
First game hitting since July 5th. We did see him on the mound against Harwich.
Yep.
Through a scoreless inning in his first pitching appearance for the Gatemen in that game.
He came out, hit the first batter, and walked the second, and we're looking at each other like, uh-oh. It's been a long time since he's been on the mound. Then he came back after a mound meeting and got out of it. 2-2, called, strike 3. Scoggins goes 1-2-3 for the second inning in a row. He has 5 strikeouts, and we're still tied. Bottom of the 8th in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Tie game as we enter the bottom of the 8th. 4 runs for Wareham off 8 hits and a Chatham error. Chatham 4 runs off 1 grand slam and 2 Wareham errors. Or excuse me, flip the errors. 2 for Chatham, 1 for Wareham.
And that 1 grand slam is Chatham's only hit. I don't know how often that happens. I don't think I've ever seen that before. 1 hit in a ball game, and it was a grand slam.
Well,
but it was enough to make this game tied as we're starting the bottom of the 8th inning.
We've seen the Gatemen outplay teams and not get the result they wanted. They had 7 more hits than Bourne in a 6-5 loss a few games into the season. As Temez steps up to the plate, Smelt still on the mound. First pitch to Temez is a fastball for a strike.
But at least Bourne in that game scored 6 runs on 7 hits.
Right.
You can get 6 runs on 7 hits. It's really hard to get 4 on 1.
0-1, high and outside. Smelts through 2 innings, went 1-2-3 both times, and has 5 strikeouts. 10 of the last 11 anglers have gone down via strikeout, as that pitch misses inside to make it 2-1. That's pretty unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. 15 total strikeouts for the Anglers tonight, and we are just through 7 innings of them at the plate. That's a big number. That's a big number for an entire game.
Yep, and yet they're still tied here, as that pitch is cut on and missed to make it 2-2 to Temez. Temez has been one of the main victims, 0 for 2, couple strikeouts. But everybody's been a victim. Every single hitter for Chatham has struck out at least once. 2-2, chopped foul down the first base side.
Well, Schmeltz is no stranger to cutting guys down 1-2-3. Threw 3 no-hitters in his high school career. Committed to Louisville following the 2016 PBR Future Games.
And his numbers were a little down at Louisville this year, but everything was a little down for Louisville. Usually one of the best teams in the country. They failed to make the tournament this year. 2-2, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 6. And 11 of the last 12 anglers down on strikes. So the switch hitter, Danny Soretti, will come up. Will go righty against the lefty Schmeltz. Soretti reached on an error and scored in the 3rd, and then struck out in the 5th. 4-4 game. 1 out, nobody on for Soretti, as the first pitch to him is in for strike 1.
Well, everybody in this Chatham batting order tonight has at least 1 strikeout. The majority of guys have at least 2.
Yeah. It's been one of those nights. Wareham's pitching is on. It's a Chatham team that's been struggling to hit. Yet we find ourselves in a 4-4 game, Nick. 0-1. Fouled away. Got up and out of play.
Well, they average, Chatham does, just 3.5 runs per game, and that's on the lower end of Cape League offenses. And we said in the 3rd inning when they hit that grand slam, they're well on their way to beating that number. But now we start to have any idea of why.
Right. Well, and both these teams have struggled at points to get runs on the board, as that pitch misses to make it 1-2 to the 9-hitter Soretti. Wareham coming in, averaging just a tick over 4 runs per game. And both these teams use the long ball. Wareham leading the league in home runs. That's how they've gotten over a quarter of their runs this season. As the 1-2 pitch misses inside.
But Chatham had it, didn't get it.
Yep, but Chatham's hit 12 home runs themselves, Nick. That's tied for 4th in the league. And they showed that home runs power their offense with the grand slam from Miller Green. Yet to see a home run for Wareham today. Have seen a couple triples, though. 2-2, check swing. Appeal to first, didn't go.
And for the Gatemen, it feels like a better offensive night than the scoreboard shows just because of the barrage of hits they've brought forth. 8. They've scattered them across 8 innings of offense, and they've had runners on base in just about every inning. So when it sometimes feels like that's a struggle for the Gatemen, especially bringing runners across the plate, 4 runs on 8 hits feels like a good night.
Payoff pitch is skied high into left field. Diodati running in on it and makes the catch on the move. Had to nearly hit full speed coming in on that when he finally found it in the air. But now 2 away and still nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. Tie game between Chatham and Wareham.
Well, it's turned into a clear evening. Not too many clouds in the sky. The sky is pitch black by this point. Not too much wind here at Veterans Field.
Back to the top of the lineup with Matt Garcia, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed.
But as I was saying, it seems like there have been some struggles for the outfield of both teams to locate some fly balls. Diodati didn't have a good beat on that one. That, of course, after the fly ball that was lost in the sky by the Chatham outfield to turn into a triple for Cade Fergus.
That pitch in for a strike. 0-2 to Garcia. Schmeltz already has 6 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Schmeltz has 7 strikeouts in 3 scoreless innings. And we take a tie game into the 9th, 4-4 here in Chatham.
Tie game in the top of the 9th inning. The Gatemen coming to bat for the final time this evening. Once again, no extra innings to be played here in the Cape Cod Baseball League, so ties are acceptable according to league rules. Not tonight. We don't want another one. Tres Gonzalez, Cade Fergus, and Tommy Troy will lead it off for the men in blue.
No one wants a tie, Nick.
I know. We've said it too many times. If they do tie tonight, it would be the Gatemen's 4th on the season. As Adam Scoggins is back on the mound for Chatham, delivers a first pitch strike to the right fielder, Tres Gonzalez. 1 for 2 on the night with a walk.
Smeltz has stolen the show with 3 scoreless innings and 7 strikeouts, but Scoggins not far behind. 2 scoreless, 5 strikeouts, went 1, 2, 3 both innings. As that pitch misses inside to make it 1-1 to Gonzalez. But he's got the 8-9 one-hitters coming up that have been the most productive today for Wareham.
Hits for each of these 3 guys, Gonzalez, Fergus, and Troy. As Gonzalez cuts on a breaking ball, fouls it back, goes down 1-2.
Yeah, the 3 of them are combined 3 for 8. 4 for 9 with a walk drawn.
Gonzalez needs to find a way aboard here. If you're a Gateman fan, checks it up, takes ball 2.
Well, he found a way aboard against Harwich 2 days ago, singled in the 9th, and was a leading run on first, got moved over to second, eventually left stranded.
That was a heartbreaking tie the way that one ended. As this one skied to the left side of the infield, Benefield coming on, calling everybody off, and he makes the play for out number 1. That was a heartbreaking tie, and this one would be a heartbreaker in its own way. The Gatemen scattered 8 hits across 8 1/3 innings of offense so far. They have 4 runs. Chatham with just 1 hit on the night, also with 4 runs. So Gonzalez pops out to third, and now Cade Fergus steps into the right-hand batter's box, needing to get something going here with 1 out for the Gatemen. Scoggins out of the stretch with nobody aboard. Fastball upstairs for ball 1.
The last thing Fergus needs to do here is try and do too much. Might be thinking with 1 out that he needs to get a big hit and get aboard or double and get in scoring position, but a walk or any way he gets on first would be huge.
Big hack, just got a piece of it. Fouled it back to the screen, now 1-1. Evening has quickly cooled off here in Chatham. The fans remain as they have been all night. The one game that is actually playing tonight in the Cape Cod Baseball League after just about everybody was rained out. Fergus takes the slider on the inside corner for strike 2.
And everybody was rained out. I mean, this is a chance for Wareham to steal 3 points. 1 point puts them in a tie for second in the West. 2 points gives them the half-game lead over Katuitt.
Fergus goes down on strikes. Scoggins buried the slider, and there are now 2 away in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, and he now has 6 strikeouts. These pitchers tonight are just dealing. Now a combined 28 strikeouts between these 2 teams, Nick.
9 of them belong to the Gatemen. The offense for them has been pretty good. As Troy checks it up, takes strike 1. Oh, 0-1 here with 2 outs to Tommy Troy. The pitch also gets the inside corner.
That was such a good pitch. Nothing Troy can do.
About knee-high right on the inside black. So Troy with no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the base is empty. Swings and misses, strike 3. The Gatemen go down in order in the top of the 9th. Now the best we can do is tie. Stay with us right here. We'll be back in a moment. taking a tie to the bottom of the ninth on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas here alongside Jack Sadighian for one more half inning. The best we can do is tie. If you're a Gatemen fan, that's all you can hope for is Jake DeLeo, Lyle Miller-Green, and Logan Britt will lead it off for Chatham.
Well, the Gatemen have been in this situation one time before against YD, and they were able to salvage the tie.
First pitch from Garrett Schmeltz on for his fourth inning of work, misses low. It's been an interesting ball game across the board. We're in a 4-4 tie. Strikeouts galore across the board for both teams. Another pitch misses inside from Schmeltz. The last thing you want to do here is walk Jake DeLeo.
Well, Schmeltz has been about as good as you can be through three scoreless, 7 strikeouts, and he's seen the minimum.
17 strikeouts on the evening for Chatham. The 2-0 ripped to third base, picked up by Brannigan. He takes his time, gets it on to first, and there's out number 1. Oh boy, that ball was hit hard.
And that was the first chance for Brannigan all night. I mean, what a shot.
And it has been a grind for him on offense this evening. 3 strikeouts in 4 at-bats. He's 0 for 4. But when they needed his glove the most, he stepped up in a big way.
That was a big out.
So here's Lyle Miller-Green. First pitch in the dirt is blocked up by Crooks, 1-0.
Well, here's the danger. Grand slam for him in the third. 2 strikeouts outside of that. But I feel like he's going to be swinging for the fences here.
There's the big swing. Came up empty, 1-1.
It's just low-hanging fruit. You want to be the hero in summer ball, tie game in the 9th. You can't do worse than a tie either.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
The 1-1 breaking ball misses low. Miller-Green with 2 strikeouts this evening. One of just about every guy in this Chatham lineup with at least 2 strikeouts. He also has their only hit, the grand slam to center field, and all 4 RBI that have this game in a 4-4 tie. Big swing fouled off to the right side. Count goes 2-2, 1 out here at Veterans Field. Base is empty as the 3-hitter Lyle Miller-Green adjusts the batting gloves, digs in, now steps out once again. Schmeltz pitching to Lyle Miller-Green, making everybody wait. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 18 strikeouts on the night for Gatemen pitching. And they are 1 out away from escaping from Chatham with a tie.
Well, the Chatham crowd trying to come to life and give a little energy to Logan Britt.
18 strikeouts on the night, more than 2 per inning for this Chatham offense as Logan Britt steps in, takes a hack at the first pitch, and fouls it off.
Schmeltz now has the most strikeouts for any Gateman pitcher this summer in one outing with 8.
8 strikeouts is a lot of strikeouts if you go 6 innings in a start. Schmeltz threw just 3 2/3 already with 8 strikeouts as he misses outside with a fastball.
And this is a guy that's not used to going very deep in outings. 14 appearances for Louisville. He only threw 18 1/3.
This might just be the most impressive pitching performance, though, from an individual guy on the Gateman season so far. Breaking ball fouled off, and he is 1 strike away from getting out of this one.
Well, the Gatemen know this all too well. 2 days ago, they were a strike away from winning the game against Harwich, and then an error at third allowed the tying run in. This time, no room for error for the Gatemen because the best they can do is tie.
Outfield straight up, spread out. Infield the same way. The 1-2 to Britt, fouled off again.
Britt just caught up to that fastball at the very end. Sort of an emergency break glass swing.
Well, Schmeltz, who, as you said, isn't used to throwing too many innings, reached back and gave that one everything he had, but you can already see the velocity starting to dip. The 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside.
He's just got to reach in his bag and pull out one or two more, Nick.
The cleanup hitter and left fielder for the Chatham Anglers, Logan Britt, stands in his way. 4-4 tie in the bottom of the ninth. The bases are empty. Schmeltz out of the windup. Chopped foul, third base side.
Came with the curveball. It was a good pitch, and Britt just caught it. That's 2 foul balls now that he's barely gotten a piece of. You have to think it's a fastball for Schmeltz here at 2-2.
Logan Britt out of Texas A&M. Pulled his name from the transfer portal earlier this week. He'll return as an Aggie for another season, his sophomore year. The 2-2 in the dirt. And now the crowd's starting to cheer. The first real threat to a base runner that Chatham has had in a few innings now, since the 6th inning. Schmeltz stares down the batter. 3-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch misses low. That's ball 4.
And there needs to be somebody up for Wareham in the pen. He looks tired.
Well, there is activity in the Gatemen bullpen as of now, but at this point it's do or die. You're running with Schmeltz and only one run to give.
This is their first base runner since the 3rd when they scored 4 runs.
And they haven't even been close, is what I was saying. I mean, with Schmeltz, along with just about every other Gatemen pitcher, was ahead of every hitter they faced. Not too many 3-ball counts, not too many situations where they were really at risk of putting anybody on board, let alone hard-hit balls that had a chance of getting through. But now Carl Alejo out of the dugout, and they'll talk over this situation.
Well, this is a talk, but also a chance to let pitchers start to warm up in the pen because you had nobody up, and I can't see who's throwing for Wareham right now, but that buys them a little bit of time to throw some pitches in case this next batter goes south.
Meanwhile, we get a pinch hitter. Number 24, Josh Rivera, out of the University of Florida, will be the batter. And they are calling to the pen. So we'll step out for a moment. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth in a tie ball game. Don't go anywhere. We have a good finish for you on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Two outs in the bottom of the ninth inning in a tie ball game from Veterans Field. We're back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, hopefully for only one more batter. It was a pitching change a moment ago for the Gatemen. Garrett Schmeltz got the first 2 outs of the inning and then walked Logan Britt to put a runner aboard. So now Ethan Chenault out of UNC Wilmington comes on to the ballgame.
This is a great decision by pitching coach George Carlejo. Garrett Schmeltz gave it everything he had through 3 2/3, but he is completely gassed. Not used to going that long, and you could see it on the last batter where he walked him. He just ran out.
The Gatemen have ridden guys too long in the past. Nobody wants to make that mistake now, especially with no runs to give. A tie is a tie here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. No extra innings will be played. The winning run for Chatham stands on first, and Maxwell Romero Jr. is in the box. He takes strike one from Chenault.
Great first pitch. Came fastball inside.
A moment ago, we thought the pinch hitter would be Josh Rivera, but with the Gatemen bringing in the righty, they send a lefty batter to the plate in Romero. Swings and misses. There's strike two. 2 straight fastballs for Ethan Chenault, and once again, the Gatemen are 1 strike away from getting out of this one with a tie.
Romero hasn't seen a lot of action this summer. 1 for 14.
Chenault set. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. Chopped down the third base line, rolling foul.
Well, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's going to be on the run. And just like Britt in the last at-bat, Romero just barely catching it with his bat and staying alive.
Logan Britt, the runner on first base, 10 for 10 in stolen bases this year at Texas A&M. He was off and running a moment ago. Now we do the 0-2 again. Fastball inside.
It's a good pitch.
Chenault, a ground ball pitcher. That was a good hard sinker in the low 90s. Keeps the ball down in the zone. That's the key here against the lefty Romero. First, we go to the runner at first. Britt back safely. Chenault trying to keep him close. The focus right now, though, is Romero. 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 9th. A 1-2 count on the batter with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Checks it up. Oh, my goodness.
What?
They're going to say he did not go. There was a long pause as the appeal went down to the second base umpire, and he wasn't looking at the play. Jack,
They just appealed to a second base umpire that was staring at the second base bag.
he was staring at the second base bag because Britt had taken off from first base, and already a guy who has no angle on that play, no business making that call, gets it wrong, and now we go 2-2 with 2 outs.
That's ridiculous.
The pitch, checks it up again. This one inside, so 3-2.
Well, he didn't go around on that one, but he did the pitch before.
That is just unbelievable, and we have made light of that fact so many times this season, but it has never really come back to bite the Gatemen like it might here. 3-2, 2 outs. Winning run on second base for Chatham, and it hit him. It was a breaking ball from Chenault that hit Romero in the back foot, and it puts a runner on first base.
That is unbelievable. Had him for strike 3. He'd gone around, and they appealed to an umpire at second that is looking in the other direction.
Well, we'll get into it more during the post-game show, but whatever happens in this one, that is a bad call. The runner at first now is inconsequential. The runner at second is what matters. First pitch to the batter, Andrew Brennefield, is a breaking ball inside. The count goes 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Actually, Matt Hogan at the plate, Nick.
Check that. Matt Hogan is at the plate. Hogan out of Vanderbilt takes a breaking ball inside.
And all of a sudden, Chenault's lost his zone.
Carlejo wants a mound meeting, so he will head out there. I'm surprised we didn't see more of a reaction from the Gatemen dugout.
I can't believe it. I mean, they must have just been so dumbfounded that someone was, what do you do at that point?
What do you?
There's
I mean,
nothing
you
can
can't argue that call. He clearly went around, but
well, now they just need to calm Chenault down on the mound. I think he thought he was out of the game. He gets a really bad break, about the worst break you can get. This crowd's fired up into the game.
Everybody's sticking around to see how this one finishes up at Veterans Field here in Chatham, Massachusetts, on a beautiful, turning into a chilly evening. Matt Hogan is at the plate with the Catbird seat 2-0 in a 4-4 ball game. The winning run for Chatham stands at second base. The outfield for the Gatemen is deep. No doubles all the way across the board, trying to keep every ball in play in front of them. The 2-0 popped over the backstop and into the parking lot.
Well, that's encouraging for Chenault. Comes off the meeting, gets a strike.
Two and one on the right fielder out of Vanderbilt, Matt Hogan. The pitch, called a strike on the inside corner.
Best pitch he's thrown this inning. Went fastball and just got it.
So yet again, the Gatemen are one strike away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chenault set. The pitch, fastball upstairs. Applause all the way around from the Chatham fans. The count is full. 3-2, 2 outs. Hogan in the left-hand batter's box. The righty Chenault deals, popped foul again. This over the backstop.
Well, he came with his best pitch, Nick, an inside fastball. Hogan was able to fight it off.
It was a small sample size for Hogan this year at Vanderbilt. Just 13 at-bats on the season. But he is getting his work in here in the Cape League and making Chenault work. 3-2 will do it again. Winning run on second base. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Gatemen get out of it, and at 2 nights after a tie felt like the worst thing in the world, this tie feels like a sigh of relief. 4-4 is the final. We'll be back in a moment for the post-game show here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice cold.
Back for the post-game show on the Gatemen Baseball Network. This one ended in a 4-4 tie. And as I said right after the game, this one feels much more like a relief than the one 2 nights ago did against Harwich, if you're a Gatemen fan. But this one just an odd game across the board, and it ended in a way that we couldn't have drawn up to be any crazier. It was a questionable swing and a miss strike 3 call, not sure.
Should we just start there?
I think we need to start there. It was Logan Britt. No, check that. It was Max Romero at the plate, pinch hitting. He came up, and with a 3-2 count, oh no, it was a 1-2 count at that time. He checked his swing, and I think everybody in the ballpark thought he went around.
And he did go around, and then they appealed to second to an umpire that was looking at second base because Logan Britt was attempting to steal second. Well, and then he turned around and said he didn't go around. And then Chenault hits him 2 pitches later, but ultimately ends up getting the strikeout.
He does, and what we've made light of that fact for a number of games now, appealing to the umpire at second base to try and make those calls, and it's been funny and it's been a good time and whatnot. But this time it almost cost the game.
Right.
The game. You know, at first we were pointing out the irony of it, and then at this point now it's getting ridiculous because the home plate umpire is not taking those calls on himself as he should, because the home plate umpire is the one who's supposed to make that call, and if he can't, that's what the appeal is for. But in this situation, every time there is even a check swing, he just points to another guy just to say, you make this call for me.
Right.
And that's not right. So thankfully the Gatemen got out of this one with the tie. That was their best potential outcome going into the bottom of this 9th inning, and the runners on base ended up being inconsequential, but just unbelievable the way that game ultimately played out. We'll start with the pitching, though, for the Gatemen to break this one down. 19 strikeouts on the night, and it is hard to figure out whether we credit the Gatemen pitching more for that or just poor Chatham bats across the board, but they were phenomenal.
Yeah, the pitching was on. Noble came out his debut in the Cape Cod League, gave up 3 runs, but none of those were earned because of an error that happened in the 3rd inning, so he goes 2 1/3 cleanly, 5 strikeouts for him. Seamus comes in, gives up the home run, the grand slam in the 3rd. That was the only hit of the game for Chatham. Just another wacky part of the game. Gateman out hit him 8-1, and it's still a tie. And then Garrett Schmeltz comes in. 3 2/3, 8 strikeouts. He goes scoreless and doesn't give up anything until a walk at the very end of the game.
And he was getting tired at the very end of that game, and I credit, we both do, George Carlejo coming out of the dugout and getting him out of there before he could get into any more trouble. Chenault wasn't perfect after he came into the game, but he was a fresh arm. He was a fresh look. He ultimately got the strikeout to get the Gatemen out of the ballgame with the tie. And for as good as Schmeltz was, it can be easy to say, we're going to ride him the rest of the way because he's been so good. But George Carlejo, with his years of experience, knowing this kid just doesn't have any more left in the tank. And that was probably the single greatest decision from the Gatemen dugout that ended up saving this game the way it did.
Well, and right when he walked that hitter, I thought that they would get activity in the pen. I didn't think they would go to the pen so quickly, and it was absolutely the right decision because next thing you know, he walks another batter or two, and it's completely out of control. But you get Chenault in the game, And a lot of credit to Chenault. He comes in a tough situation, only has to get one out, where the best outcome you can get is a tie. That's a really difficult situation for a pitcher to come in on. Not to mention this crowd of over 1,400 here in Chatham was going wild. He's able to get that final strikeout and salvage a point for the Gatemen.
Only one hit allowed for Gatemen pitching. That was a grand slam by Lyle Miller Green. It was all 4 RBI for them. It was the only 4 runs they picked up on the night. The Gatemen on the offensive side, 8 hits of their own. They scattered them across 9 innings, scored 4 runs, and everybody contributed a little bit tonight for the Gatemen. Tommy Troy in the leadoff spot, 1 for 5. Cade Fergus, it was an ugly 2 for 4, but it was 2 for 4. Anyone else stand out to you, Jack?
Yeah, Jimmy Crooks had a good night, 8-game hit streak now. He went 2 for 4. Tres Gonzalez has been playing well, reached safely twice. But overall, the hitting was good. They took advantage of opportunities, only left 6 on base tonight. That's the least the Gatemen have left on base. I thought overall it was a strong hitting performance for Wareham. And this was just another game where it felt like Wareham outplayed their opponent and just didn't get the desired result. That's happened a few times now this season. But luckily, Wareham gets the point and tied for second in the West. I mean, for all the ups and downs that Wareham has had, they're tied for second in the standings and still relatively within range of Bourne. Bourne 4.5 games up, but
plenty of baseball to be played.
Right.
The only game that took place in the Cape Cod League tonight after rain all over the East Coast today. Rained out 4 of 5 games. We got this one in. The Gatemen get only a point, but it's a free point, and we'll take it. They move into a tie for second place. And after a 4-4 tie with Chatham, we will say goodnight. We'll be with you guys on the Gatemen Baseball Network tomorrow night in Hyannis. The Gatemen will be back at it. But for now, saying so long, and thank you for joining.